Hello everybody and welcome to another day of Gloomhaven. Sorry, this is actually the second time I've had to start the recording today because, well, I had a little bit of digression. I decided it would just be better to cut it off and come back. So anyway, oops, oh god, oh, on the wrong pipe. We're here now to an auspicious start. Oh god. Yeah, so we're doing scenario 24 today. We'll be playing on +2 difficulty since we just very narrowly beat a +2 difficulty yesterday. And yeah, that's about it. All right, have a sip of water before I die here. Okay, so we need to set up our decks. So this scenario has 4 traps, but they're just stun traps. This makes push less useful, although now push is also more useful because we have Visage. All right, let's go. Well, let's build the Scoundrels deck first, then actually. Special mixture, yes. Yeah, Duelist Advance is useful because we need to open doors here. So it is a movement-based win condition. Therefore, we do actually probably want to keep Duelist Advance. Flurried Blades, definitely. Open Wound, 100%. Yeah, definitely Swift Bow. No World March for leaving that behind. Flanking Strike, yes. Single Out, yes. Backstab, yes. Painting starting 6 minutes. So excited to start playing myself soon. You haven't played it all yet? You just got your game and started painting? So we will just put Venom Shiv aside now. We have Throwing Knives, which is out, but that's fine as well. The only real question now we have is with Visage, should we have Smoke Bomb? But I think the answer is almost certainly no. Open a door. You are now allied with revealed enemies and the enemy of your previous allies. If you defeat the rest of the party, open. Yeah, it could be something like that. That's not a bad way to do it. Which of the starting 6 are you going to play, by the way? Twin Tiger. But yeah, I think we don't want Smoke Bomb. I think between having the Compass and some positional manipulation from our allies, we should be good. All right. Speaking of, let's get those cards for everyone else. Ink Bomb, definitely. It's possible we can cut a move for. My brother got the game on the second Patreon. I've been playing with him. Got my copy back in July, but only now started having time to paint. Plus, my perspective group has other obligations as well we have to work around. All right. So did you get to play a fair amount with your brother's copy, or not too much? Restorative Mist I like, especially against poisoning enemies. Volatile Concoction, still amazing without stamina potions. Disintegration Beam is obvious. Say this is also our second best attack. It's a better move than that one because it has better top action. Reviving Shock gets worse and worse. Actually, Reviving Shock is almost certainly what we cut here, right? These have shield 1, these have shield 3, so it's really only good against Rending Drakes. So yeah, I think we can just put Reviving Shock out to pasture for now. We're actually going to take something else, but we'll worry about that in a second. So we'll keep this move 4. Enhancement Field is also pretty medium, but at least the bottom is nice. And against these enemies, I mean, so Reviving Shock does theoretically, I mean, our modifier deck isn't that good yet, right? So Reviving Shock does 1 damage to 2 different targets on oozes, no damage to living spirits, and does actually do 4 damage to Rending Drakes. Enhancement Field also does 2 damage to oozes, basically, the same amount. Does none against living spirits either, although has a better chance of doing some to living spirits, and does 1 less to Rending Drakes, but also has a better bottom. Still playing. We had a session last Friday. I'm currently the Circles class. Brother is too many. My friends are music note. Triforce and wife is son. Oh, okay. So quite a developed group then. So once with your Registrar as the Cry card, I love it. Nice. Yeah, Cry card's a great class. So now that you're going, or well, with your painted starting 6, which you're preparing, which one are you planning on playing this time? You gonna go back to the Cry card, or you gonna try something else? All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the card we want now, as crazy as this is the Hook Gun. So this is a terrible attack in general, but obviously with Visage of the Inevitable in our party, Hook Gun can actually set up some pretty sweet Visage action. And given that The Tinker's attacks are much less valuable than. I mean, the Tinker's cards are much less valuable than the Scoundrel's cards. I'd rather have the Tinker bring Hook Gun rather than the Scoundrel bring Smoke Bomb. Okay. So now we've got the Mindthief. Well, we don't need this. We don't need Mass Hysteria. Silent Scream, however, is better again because of Visage. So Mass Hysteria is not good again because it's not good against 2 of the 3 enemy types that usually at least have 1 shield. Don't need Scurry. Since my wife and I already have experience, we're going to let the 2 newcomers choose their classes first. We'll probably select what complements their choices, leaning towards the Mindthief since I haven't played it yet. Ah, yes. The Mindthief is... I don't know. It's very difficult for me to pick a favorite. I love so many classes in this game, but of the starting classes, definitely in my top 3. And often I would say even my favorite. It's like, it's tough. I think that I shouldn't actually like the Spellweaver as much as I like the Spellweaver. It's just my natural inclination to play mages means that I can't actually disavow the Spellweaver. Um, but the truth is that the Spellweaver is extremely linear. I mean, level 1, level 2, the Spellweaver is kind of interesting, but then once you start to be able to use Cold Fire, your turns like, all basically blur together as you just repeatedly cycle through the same combo, just because it's the most effective way to play the class. So for this reason, I suppose I definitely do enjoy the Mindthief more than the Spellweaver because the Mindthief's choices are more meaningful. And then, yeah, the Cragart is so fun when you get level 4. Unfortunately, levels 5 through 8 are a little bit more disappointing. It's kind of hit or miss, just get a lot of movement. So yeah, I think actually the Mindthief may very well actually be my favorite starting class to play. Leveling the Mindthief is just I think more fun than either of those classes, I think is the best argument. So, like I said, the Cragart leveling up is really fun up until level 4, even like level 5. But then after that, it gets kind of tedious as most of your levels as your levels from 5 through 8 are all very similar, which makes leveling a little bit less exciting. Then you get level 9, but you just get a completely broken card. The Spellweaver leveling is also a little bit weird because you get Cold Fire at level 3. I mean, well, you're given the choice of taking Cold Fire at level 3, and this is the most powerful card you get until level 9, except then you basically just warp all your other picks for the next few levels around making that card work, which is an interesting mechanic, I guess, for how to level up a class, but it does turn into basically paint by numbers. You're like, I mean, Cold Fire is like the page that needs to be painted, and then it's like, so you need some red paint or orange paint, or whatever color you want to call this, some wound like paint, and some blue paint. So find those 2 colors real quick. All right. Well, you need a couple levels to do that. Sure. All right. Now fill in those 2 sides. All right. Well, now you're done. So I think, yeah, the Mindthief is the most fun leveling. Mindthief also has a fair amount of tension in a couple of her leveling choices. Level 3, level 6, level 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mindthief has so many good cards too that it's actually very difficult. I mean, like here we've got a level 5 card we're not bringing, Scurry, which is good. I mean, this is good just for the initiative. Do we actually have enough late initiative for our double cloaks? Yeah, we've got a 73, 79, 75. Should be fine. Circles right now. My opinions are definitely biased, being with my brothers. Yeah, yeah, I can understand how that would change some things. Definitely modifies the effectiveness of your most common actions. Mm. All right, finish the coffee, ready to go. Everyone's set to the correct health. Yes. Ah, I didn't grab my blesses. So we gained, yeah, I actually forgot to do this entirely. We got distracted. We gained 1 reputation, and we each gained 1 bless. Yeah, those are all shuffled. So, battle rolls. Alright. Sorry, I was just distracted by chat, but it's best if I don't actually respond. I think that message isn't too spoilery, but do be careful. We do in general observe spoiler-related rules. That's a pretty vague thing, but still. But yeah, I understand. All right. Reveal the room tile by opening a door, or have 5 or more total cards. Yeah, I understand. I consider it to be vague enough. It's just it's very kind of right on the edge, so that's why I'm just gonna avoid responding to it. But I understand what you mean. All right. Opening a door is probably the safest bet, especially with the number of doors we have to open. I'm an outlier for falling in love with Mindthief. No, falling in love with Mindthief is perfectly normal. Um, so to be clear, and I mean, Thermos and I've talked about this a fair amount. I actually think the Mindthief is one of the worst design classes in the game. That's kind of an unfair thing to say, but simply because it has this really cool augment system, which is basically actually non-existent for the class because of how good the Mind's weakness is. I think design-wise, this is really a shame. That being said, like I said, I think the Minesweep. I mean, sorry, yeah, really. I think the Mind Thief may be my favorite of the starting classes to actually play. It's a really, really fun class. Extremely powerful, difficult to play, very rewarding, good leveling, great experience gain. Yeah, exactly. It does. The Minesweep. I mean, sorry. Yeah. The augment system essentially says there's one card you always have to bring. You activate this card, you permanently have +2 attack, which is a bit of a shame because there's not really any reason to have the whole system. It definitely should have been designed differently. All right, take care, Twin Tiger. Yeah, I think as the most common suggestion, I think is probably a pretty reasonable place to start is just having had the Mind's weakness be +1 instead of +2 and having the other attacks be balanced accordingly would have been more reasonable. In the end, having an absolute essential augment just kind of ruined the whole system. But again, this doesn't make the class less fun. It just tempers how actually good the design was. Yeah, exactly. It would be. But again, I mean, fortunately, it's not so overwhelming anyway. As you get more and more ranged attacks. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's continue with our battle goals. Allow none of your allies to be exhaustible. Normally, this is one of the easier ones, right? Didn't actually work out last time, but we're going to go back to the well rather than be the first to kill a monster, which is not guaranteed, especially with a Scoundrel in the party. With Visage, use no items or kill one or more elites. All right, well, we can try to kill an elite. Definitely not using no items. Okay. So, where can we start? So definitely a good idea if we can execute one of these. Fortunately, this requires someone else being next to it since we don't have our summon yet. Nor do we have smoke bomb. Should we bring smoke bomb specifically for this and try to lose it? No, it's only pull 2 range 3, so this doesn't work because we have to be here, so he still couldn't pull this. Pull this. Should we just be trying to kill the running drake? Did I set health for everything? By the way, no. But the oozes are more of an issue than the regular running drake, and I can't execute the elite running drakes. But is the value of not moving worth executing a less important target? It's a very good question. Well, anyway, the Mindthief is doing what the Mindthief always does at the beginning of scenarios when there's melee enemies afoot. You can do double CC. So we can start something like here. This allows us to get both the elites, which is more important. In that case, yeah. All right, I think we're gonna bring Smoke Bomb. God, it sucks that bringing Visage just makes you want to bring Smoke Bomb, because Smoke Bomb is really a shame. This is not great. I don't have anything I particularly want to cut. I guess it makes sense to cut. What levels? Yep, no problem. So we're level. We just got level 5 for the Scoundrel. We have a level 6 Mindthief, and we have a level 5 Tinker. Oh, yeah, level 5 Tinker. And we're playing on +2 difficulty enemies, so level 5. Yeah, this just makes too much sense. So we've got to bring this. Enjoying this at work before I play tomorrow night. Fair enough. So we need to bring this actually because it's just too good to allow the Tinker to go stun one of the oozes. This way we eliminate one of the oozes from potentially splitting this turn anyway, and allow the Tinker to make a more effective attack this turn. So I think we should use this. So that means we need to replace something, which sucks because this is only good card. Would Sinister Opportunity work instead? With a move 1? No, but it doesn't actually work. So Sinister Opportunity would allow us to move here and to then move this, for example, up to here with the Tinkers starting, for example, here. Oh yeah, we do have Dark Creation, but we don't really have Dark Creation. But the other thing is that the Sinister Opportunity combo doesn't work because of the initiative. It gives you 88 and 93, whereas Smoke Bomb gives you 12 at least. As far as the actual attack on Sinister Opportunity, it's still like even with the Dark Creation at this point, I think it's not worth it. Even consuming Dark, it's still just an attack 5. It's just the same top attack that we have on Single Out, Flanking Strike, and then obviously worse than Open Wound. Unless we have both the Mindthief and Tinker adjacent, which is very, very unlikely. Maybe if we had a summon item, this would be a little bit different, but it's not. The other thing is we don't really have Dark Creation, like I said. The Mindthief is almost always going to be using the top of Corrupting Embrace rather than the bottom of Corrupting Embrace, at least until the Mindthief has other uses for Dark. I mean, the Mindthief herself struggles to use the bottom of this when the top is so valuable, when she has other things she can use that personally gain benefit. Whereas here, and yeah, I understand that the bottom Sinister Opportunity is another way of making Visage work, but we have pushes and pulls for that from our allies. I think just bringing this for this turn and then trying to get rid of it, hopefully with a long rest, is probably the best thing we can do. So we basically are either going to cut Duelist Advance or Backstab, and I guess it should just be Duelist Advance. I do want the extra movement, but Backstab provides 1 extra movement each time we use it, whereas this will only give extra movement when we don't need to attack at all. It's probably the worst card we have right now. All right. So let's go with that. So then we're going to just have to do this combo. Ugh, God, I hate having to bring Smoke Bomb. It feels bad, but it just gives such a good first turn. So this way, we can start here. We can pull this to here and execute it immediately while the Mindthief disables the 2 other Drakes. And then the Tinker goes and takes care of one of the oozes. Tinker style. Plus getting a wound on the oozes is always nice. Of course, they're going to heal immediately afterwards, but whatever. We do need to move. Might as well just play a move we're unlikely to use for anything else. Alright, this looks good. So again, kill an elite, no one exhausted, and just open the door. Alright. Okay. Eliminated. Did you forget anything else, I think? Let's go. The heal. Well, at least it just went out now. Oh, the Drake's at 13. Wow, that was close. Alright, I guess, no, yeah, it was so close, because otherwise the regular still would have gotten some hits off, and even the regular is threatening. Alright, Mindthief goes first. Do what we do at the beginning of every scenario. 2 experience, ice, perverse edge, and hostile takeover. This is a big part of the reason why that +1 range and perverse edge is so big. With a 2 range perverse edge, we wouldn't, I don't know, I guess there was literally here we could start, but on many scenarios, oh no, there wasn't, no, because it was like this, yeah. So on most scenarios, it's actually not possible to start 2 range from an enemy, but it's very easy to start 3 range from an enemy, which allows you to do exactly what we do here, using Hostile Takeover plus Perverse Edge on the first turn to eliminate 2 enemies. This enhancement, I really cannot sing the praises of this enhancement enough. One of the most cost-effective enhancements in the game. Not too far behind D-Stance. All right, so sure, we'll do... This doesn't really matter too much. Immobilize on 3. No, sorry. No, it has to be stun on 3, immobilize on 6. We'll do stun and then immobilize, I guess. Closer to further. Okay, 1 and 3. Okay. And we're done. So then it's the Scoundrel's turn. So we do a pull 2, range 3, targeting you. Pull you over here. And then off ya. Use the top of Visage of the Inevitable. Kill 1 adjacent normal enemy that is adjacent to none of its allies and also adjacent to any of your allies. So 1 experience. And effectively 10 damage. Visage is a powerful card. I may be happy with the 3 players. We'll see. God, it just sucks having to bring another card to help it. But the effect is so powerful it obviously warrants it here at least. Okay, now the 2 Drakes go and do nothing. So they are stunned / immobilized. And it's the Tinkerer's turn. So we're going to move 4. What are we going to do next turn? I'm not really sure. It is annoying. So there's this ice now, but if the Mindthief uses ice with Frigid Apparition, then she won't have the benefit of the Mind's Weakness when making that attack. But if we don't use the ice next turn, we won't actually be able to create ice again, because we used our 2 ice creators and we don't have Mass Hysteria. And we don't actually have a mana potion anymore either. And this first room is one of the more difficult parts of this scenario. It's an interesting question then. So we have to decide whether we want to use Volatile Concoction next turn. I guess it's still worth using using the ice for Volatile Concoction next turn. Because using Volatile Concoction lets us get back Perverse Edge, and then with Perverse Edge again, we create ice again, then we can use Frigid Apparition once we have the Mind's Weakness up. So accordingly, we need to be at range where the Mindthief, range 2 from the Mindthief, right? It's range 2 at the bottom of Volatile. So the Mindthief is going to be using, I guess, a move plus the Mind's Weakness this coming turn. What's our goal going to be? Probably need to eliminate at least one of the uses, or at least go fight by it, because then we can just block its spaces. So maybe, we'll probably go over here, I guess. So yeah, I guess we can just move to somewhere like this. I don't want to get adjacent to it because who knows? I could still flip a +1. Ooh, or I can flip my multi-target. Anyway, let's just move to there using our bottom move, which I don't think we need Hamina, and then we'll use the top action of Stun Shot to make an attack 1, range 3, stun, wound. Actually, yeah, we could give Visage back. I'm not actually sure if getting Visage back is better than Perverse Edge, because we can't Visage either of these, and one of these is going to be threatened. But anyway, what's a better point, though, is we actually shouldn't be stunning this Ooze, because the Ooze isn't really doing anything significant here anyway. By stunning it, we would put a wound on it, which is alright, but again, not super significant. So what we should actually be doing is stunning this Drake, and then we can actually crowd this Ooze into the corner, since it'll just stay there. So we can actually move like this, attack the Drake. If we flipped the multi-target, then we do still get to put a wound on this, which is nice. And if we don't flip the multi-target, which is, likely anyway, then this is just a good spot. Because again, by being like this, we can put a person here and a person here and prevent this Ooze from splitting. So yeah, let's move to there actually. And in that case, I guess we should no, we need to move up first, because if we get the extra target, from here we won't be able to hit anything. Whereas here, we still get to make a disadvantage attack on the Ooze. And again, the disadvantage doesn't really matter if it's the second attack, because we've already flipped the one thing we really cared about, which is the additional target. All right, so attacking Running Drake number 6, actually, the elite. All right. Not super exciting, but certainly nothing to complain about. Because we went after the Drakes here, getting to stun one of them and eliminate them as attackers is pretty big. Alright, so that ooze on the left just stays where it is, -1 movement. So 1, 1, 2, 3, yeah, sure. Okay. So, what do... This is going here and attacking that with the Mind's Weakness. Do we want to go late? Yeah, I think going late is fine, actually. In that case, we can actually just use this move instead. The reason why going late is fine here with move 4 jump. So first of all, this allows us to keep our move 5, which the move 5 doesn't, I mean, compared to the move 4 isn't very significant, but it's also our initiative 5, which is pretty big. But we don't actually need to go here early. We're dealing damage to something which is stunned this round anyway. That's the thing we'll most likely be attacking. So it's not like we're going to kill it before it acts. We're also doing a pretty small attack because we're just setting up the Mind's Weakness this turn. Furthermore, by going here, even at 75 or E79 or whatever it would be, we're still going before the 93 of the oozes. So we're still preventing this from splitting. And if this goes, and by being here for now, I guess at the same time here, we may not get attacked by as much. I guess here right now we're getting attacked by both these things. We also really don't want to get attacked, I should say. This is pretty significant. All right, anyway, volatile concoction. And what? Poisoning the Drake isn't bad. It's also not that necessary because the Drake's not going to have a lot of life left. We could pull the Drake, which is an interesting concept. If we pull the Drake to here to block the other spot then, without needing someone else to run here, this would then allow the Scoundrel to actually get adjacency bonus, and maybe the Mindthief to attack something else. Mindthief is just going to be over here and get slammed. It's the biggest problem with this. I think it is better to save the pull though, actually. Because I think since the Mindthief's going to go late, the Mindthief won't be in range to get back Perverse Edge. So in that case, we actually are going to get back Visage on the Scoundrel and use Visage to kill off the other ooze. Or who knows, maybe even this ooze. It's actually a possibility. We can always, by moving down here this turn, can Visage this ooze the following turn. So how much movement do we need to get there? It's 4, so we cannot get the free poison, unfortunately, unless we use boots. We could use boots here, actually. I think that's actually probably fine. Does the poison change the math much? Oh no, the Tinker's going to poison anyway. Because the Tinker's also going to be making a poison attack after we go. That kind of sucks. Better to save the poison attack then, and just use a different attack, like the enhancement field one. Because then we should kill it, right? All right, so even if we don't poison it, we make an attack for theoretically 5. This puts it down. Oh, we don't actually have adjacency bonus for attacking that, though. That's interesting. So we'd have to attack the ooze, actually. So in that case, we wouldn't visage this ooze. But attacking this ooze kind of also sucks because it's actually the one we're going to block in, so it's less threatening. But they can still do things other than split. Just annoying that it's difficult for us to get adjacency advantage here unless the Mindthief goes first, goes to here. So then goes early, and the Tinker goes to here and attack, or Scoundrel goes to here and attacks this. But then we're basically killing the thing that we've stunned. All right, so why don't we change our plans completely here then? What if we go and both just attack something over here together? like stunning this. But then I guess this isn't going to die, and we're still going to have, but then the Scoundrel can go deal with that next turn. So what if we do that? What if we do something like this to hook on it? And then the Mindthief just abandons the idea of getting the Mind's weakness up before attacking. Yeah, which, yeah, obviously this sucks. But maybe it won't matter much. Goes early with, I guess, like this. Can we even use Empathetic Assault here? We can. But I think I'd rather save it because there's a chance that we get attacked on the Mindthief here. And so then the Scoundrel can mosey on down there and do a little wounding attack. Which just works by going here. So we won't be able to use Volatile Concoction this turn because it would be too far away, but that's okay, because the following turn the Scoundrel is going to come finish this off, and then we'll use Volatile Concoction to give back Visage and take off this. There won't be Ice, but the Scoundrel actually only needs to get 1 card back anyway, not 2 cards. It'll still give 1 extra turn. And Visage is the key part. Getting back Smoke Bomb doesn't really matter much, although getting back Moon would be nice. All right, so this actually looks like a better plan. So then we just have to question what the Tinker needs to do for a bottom action. I mean, I guess if we're going to go late, we could just go with the heal, assuming the ooze attacks instead of splitting, and we can just heal ourselves after the attack. Just going to remove the poison, though. I'm not sure actually how valuable that is when the ooze will probably still have another turn. Whereas we can use the bottom enhancement field just to get +1 on our attack against the Drake. Maybe worth it. At the same time, no, then I'm losing out the attack on the attack 3 on top, which I may actually want, because it's possibly me who finishes the Drake or something. I don't really know. Yeah, let's just... Or use the bottom Disintegration Beam to disarm the ooze. That's actually just got to be better, right? Or to disarm the... Alright, that's actually even better. Now we can actually pull the Drake to here, and then we can disarm the Drake. By going late at 72, we'll presumably go after the Drake, we'll shrug off the stun, and then we'll disarm the Drake the following round, which allows us to continue to ignore the most, one of the 2 most threatening enemies in the room, while still putting him in a position here. Or theoretically, I mean, if it ends up going later than us, and we can always maybe disarm this or something like that. It gives us a lot of flexibility while also giving us the most powerful CC. So yeah, this actually works best. All right, let's go. The split. 94, not 93. Why did I say 93? I guess I was thinking of when I actually have to go. We stun him just before he goes. Although, going after might have even been better, but whatever. Going after would have been better. Oh well. So, Mindthief goes first. We've got to move 5 with Cranium Overload. To here. And then we're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition, Consuming Ice, gain 1 experience, and do an attack 3 stun, targeting Running Drake number 3. Okay. Cool. Down to 9. And stunned. Then the Drakes go, they're both stunned. Okay. And then it's the Scoundrel's turn, so we're going to move 3 poison. 1, 2, 3 to here. If we poison this, does the Tinker potentially kill it for us? Does it change the math at all? So poisoning this would effectively deal 1 damage this turn and maybe 1 damage next turn. So it's 2 damage plus the Tinker's 3 this turn. It's 5 plus 2 from the wounds. The Tinker was left to attack it 1 more time. In that case, the poison I think isn't necessary. So no, let's just poison Drake number 3. And then we'll attack that same Drake using the open wound, gaining 1 experience. This is an attack 5 wound, targeting the right side Drake. So 6. Putting it down to 3. And wounding it. Putting wounds everywhere. Alright, then it's the Tinker's turn. So we're going to do an attack 2 Range 3, pull 2. Unfortunately, the right side ooze is going to split, but we should have stunned it. I was being careless. I was too fixated on what this was doing. I should have stunned this ooze. God darn it. Trying to juggle too many things. I mean, it's okay. It's not the absolute end of the world, but yeah, it would have been better to stun this than stun this. This shielding and strengthening itself, the 1 point in healing, whatever, it's kind of insignificant. It would have been better to do this. It will be okay either way, but still. All right. So Tinker attacks Drake number 6. We will be using the pole on hook shot. Hook gun, whatever it is. Hook gun, yeah, sure. All right. So pull this to here. Takes 2 down to 6. And then we're just going to jostle ourselves around in place with the bottom disintegration beam and disarm him, staying where we are to prevent this ooze from splitting. All right, and then the ooze is split. So this one takes 2 damage. This one takes 2 damage. And spawns an ooze. Okay, so this needs to be killed. This can be ignored. Should definitely give back Visage, which would allow us to kill one of those oozes on the right. We can actually just do some generic punchy time against this Drake, right? Punching it for 2 puts it down to 4. And it's wound, so we still have to hit it one more time anyway. Unless, actually... Ooh, no. Flurry of Blades is great here, right? With the Tinker's Punch plus Flurry, that's actually 4 damage here, then the 2 from the wound should kill this. A prototype. And then the Flurry here actually should also kill this very safely as well. So that actually gets us kills on both the Drakes. Plus, then, yeah, I mean, we get like 1 damage on one of those. This is kind of insignificant, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's actually quite good, I think. We'll have to move first. Which card do we not necessarily want? I guess we want to keep 2 good initiatives for the following turns. And we're getting back Visage, which is a top. So in that case, bottom plus bottom and top. Yep. All right, so we'll just get rid of this. All right, so the Tinker is going to punch, so we can do that with some sort of an attack that we don't, or a card that we're unlikely to use in the near future, which is probably Ink Bomb. All right, I guess it's more likely we use Ink Bomb than Crankbow, actually. No, because a Crankbow shot could theoretically kind of kill 2 oozes if we use it before they go. Okay. And so then what's the Mindthief doing? It's more interesting, because Mindthief was going to kill that thing next to us, but that's not necessary anymore. Yes, absolutely. There are starter classes that are easier for newer players to play. I would say the easiest class in the game probably is the Brute. It's definitely the most straightforward class in the game. And for any newer player, if they were struggling with other classes, that would always be the first one I would recommend. In terms of complexity of starting classes, I would put the Mindthief and the Crycard are definitely the 2 most complex of the starting classes, and I would say the 2 most difficult to play. I think the Tinker might be the second easiest to play. I mean, it's a little bit underwhelming, but it is not very complicated. To play it really well, you need to understand to short rest early and stuff like this sometimes, but I think you lose a few percentage points of being optimal, but I think it's still fine. So maybe Brute and Tinker. Then I think it's tough. Then Spellweaver and Scoundrel would be like my medium complexity of starting classes. Hey, Lord Potatoes. Because the Spellweaver has a difficult mechanic in the terms of loss recovery, but it also helps with something that new players have a tendency to want to play losses a little bit too much. And the Spellweaver is the kind of the best of the starting class, Spellweaver or Tinker, at actually playing losses. I mean, the Spellweaver, it's more of a central mechanic early on even, so this rewards that. Although obviously there is then the tension of having to pay attention. to not putting yourself in danger when you can use Reviving Ether and stuff like this is more complicated, but still I think it's not bad. The Scoundrel is very straightforward in terms of classes, but it is also kind of complicated to play depending on party composition and having to worry a lot about initiative and positioning. So yeah, I guess yeah, Brute easiest for sure. Tinker's slightly more complicated, but not too much. Scoundrel and Spellweaver, I mean, as far as starting classes go, medium but playable, and then Mindthief and Cragheart, very complicated for starting players, for newer players. All right, so what is your Mindthief doing? Well, we should just get up. I'll agree with that. Looking at the loss cards and seeing how strong they are makes them very tempting to play, but everyone I talk to pumped the don't play loss as much into my head, and I'm better for it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I cannot count the number of times we have people post on, which again, I don't fault these people. Like, it's definitely a learning experience. But coming to the subreddit and asking for help because they're struggling, and I would say 4 times out of 5, it has to do with playing too many losses. Losses are definitely very powerful, and many of them have a time and place, but it is certainly an acquired skill to be able to understand that you need patience to find the right time to play them, and to understand correctly the time to play them, rather than just firing them off. All right. I guess pushing kind of sucks here. We can't actually push them separate from each other. Huh. Can we? Can we ever separate them? I guess if we push this one to here and then we move up, then this one will move away. Because it's the best we can do in terms of separation. Oh, but we won't be pushing this turn anyway. We need to get the Mind's Weakness up. Let's get the Mind's Weakness up. So what should we play for a bottom? So I guess our tops that we're going to play afterwards are going to be like these two. So it's going to be these 3 bottoms. We're going to save this for a turn because we're probably going to take attacks here. So it should be one of these bottoms. It's kind of late, but that doesn't matter so much. We're not killing anything before it goes. I guess we can use the push bottom late here. Sure. This is fine. All right. Push isn't going to get us much, but that's okay. No, it's just not going to work. Okay. Anywho, first we have the Scoundrel. So we're going to perform a generic move to a single out. Playing with a friend tomorrow, and they're familiar with board games but never played Gloomhaven before, so I want to know what to say so they have the best experience. Yeah, I mean, does your friend play other RPG type games? Because if they have a class type that you think that they're more likely to play, I can give more experience directly with that. This is difficult because, all right, we need to move within range 2 of the Tinker for Volatile Concoction. So ideally we need to go to like here, for example. But if we go here, then we have disadvantage on this attack. This is actually the more significant of the 2 attacks. Yeah, you're welcome to check. If they have RPG experience and if they have an archetype that they prefer, then I can give more focused advice. But basically, if we move first, we have disadvantage here, because no matter what, we only have 2 movement, and we have to, I mean, well, we couldn't go back this far anyway, then we wouldn't be able to reach here. So basically, we can go here or here. It doesn't really change much. But we can either attack first and then move, or we can move and then attack. If we attack first and then move, we'll have disadvantage on this target. If we move first and then attack, we'll have disadvantage on this target. But this target's actually, I mean, I guess it doesn't really change much either way. We have no negatives in our deck anymore, period, other than the miss, right? We've gotten rid of everything bad from our deck. Yeah, we have only zeros. So it really doesn't change anything. Because a 0 here still kills, a 0 here plus the Tinker still kills, but I guess the Tinker does have 1/-1 in his deck, so by doing, if we get, for example, +1 here, then the Tinker can get a -1 and we're still fine. So I guess it is better to not move first. Okay, so which ooze do we want to attack? So this ooze is going to move back first. So in that case, then we're going to push this ooze away. So then the Scoundrel will run here and execute this ooze, I guess. But this doesn't actually work because that'll be the ooze that the Mindthief attacked. So is it this ooze that we execute? Not really sure. But this ooze is also less threatening because it'll be blocked in the corner. I can't outrun the right oozes because the Mindthief is going after the oozes go. So it doesn't really change anything. The Mindthief will always take the attacks. And they're not multi-target, are they? No, they're not. Ooze's attack's actually going to hurt the Mindthief. Anywho, it's kind of annoying, right? So the Mindthief, because the ooze goes first, the ooze will go here. So the Mindthief wants to be able to, has to move to be able to attack and push, which means going here so we can push this one. The reason why pushing matters is because we need to separate them so we can visage them. But if we go here and push this one with movement, then we can only attack this one because we can't attack before moving since we actually are going after the oozes. It's fine, I guess. What will our initiative be next turn for the Scoundrel? It's not gonna be great though. I mean, our initiative will be 6 or 4, so we really need. So I guess does it have to be this one? Well, regardless, it should never be this ooze, I guess. So let's just go ahead and hit that one. All right, so let's do ooze, or sorry, Drake 3, Drake 6, ooze 8 in that order. So we get disadvantage, then regular, regular. So we gain 1 experience, and these are all attack 2s, except attack 3 against the adjacent poison guy. All right, that's fine. Nice, nice. All right, so this we got a +0, so it was just a 3 because of the poison, and we killed an elite. All right, and then over here we had a +2. Oops. Which puts this down to 2. So now a Tinker plus the wound should almost get a guaranteed kill. And then what would he flip on the last? Flip to +1. All right. On this ooze over here. So +1 means 2 damage because it's 1 shield. All right. And then we need to just move back to here using the bottom of single out. And no reason to use a slice of ham since we get a card back with Visage. We'll have an even number of cards in our hand in the end. All right, so now the oozes go. So, like I said, this one will move here to lose disadvantage. And then, so 4 will attack the Tinker with disadvantage, and then 6 and 8 will attack the Mindthief without disadvantage. So first on the Tinker with disadvantage. Nice disadvantage. So -1 +1. So this ends up doing 3 damage to the Tinker. And poisons him. So the first attack on the Mindthief will be a 4. The second one will be a 5 because of the poison. So 3 damage. So 6 damage. Oof. Poor Mindthief. The Tinker doesn't technically need to punch the Drake, but kind of wants to. We don't have anything else effective to do with the top action anyway, right? I mean, we could punch the ooze, but I'll explain. Our Rending Drake goes, takes 1 damage from its wound. So it's correct that this Rending Drake will actually die, but if we do not have the Tinkerer punch it, then we won't actually be able to move here with the Scoundrel next turn and execute the ooze in the corner with Visage, which is what we really like to do. And, I mean, so basically, the Scoundrel could go over here and execute this ooze, or can go here and execute this ooze. It's just, like, as I already established over here, the Mindthief has to attack this one, so the Mindthief is essentially going to be doing an attack 3 on this one, so this should be down to 6. Whereas if the Tinker just leaves this to die, so then I guess the positive, though, of doing it the other way is that at least the Scoundrel goes over to help the Mindthief, whereas the Mindthief is currently kind of in trouble. Yeah, it's probably better. Even if it just means we end up wasting damage. I think I'm going to punch this anyway with the Tinker. By missing out on punching here, I'm missing, like, theoretically 1 damage on average, so I don't think I missed this too much. I'd rather give myself the option. We'll see what happens with the Mindthief's attack this turn, how much damage she ends up doing. That factors a lot into it. All right, so we're going to use the bottom of Volatile Concoction to give the Scoundrel one of her discarded cards back. Just give me Visage. And then we're going to use Ink Bomb's top as a generic attack 2, and we're going to punch the Elite Drake adjacent to us. All right. Yeah, we only missed 1 damage on the ooze. That's not a big deal. In exchange for getting significantly more flexibility in terms of what we're going to do next turn. Oh, the Mindthief does go first. Oh, so I actually did have the choice. Well, whatever. I've already done that, so. I don't know why I thought it was the other way around. But yeah, that would have actually given me the option to attack the ooze, depending on what I see here, which is actually how I wanted it. All right, so we're going to use a move 3, push 2, target all adjacent enemies on the Mindthief. Mindthief goes to here. This is a push 2, up to there. And can't push the ooze, which is in the corner. Gains 1 experience and activates the Mind's weakness, making an attack 3, targeting ooze 8, the one in the corner. Yeah, it is as I suspected. I'm happy with the choices I made. This is the sort of thing. Getting a crit or even getting a +2, I mean, this would have meant 4 or 5 damage. So here we end up getting 5 actual damage, which puts this down to 3, which makes the choice really obvious here to do it just like we wanted to do it before. Okay. So, the Mindthief needs to heal herself, so we're going to use Empathetic Assault for sure. It also gives us early initiative, which allows us to use Fearsome Blade to finish off the ooze in the corner and then run away a bit. Oof. Doesn't really let us run away enough, huh? I guess we need to save Empathetic Assault for later and just hope the oozes go after 27. Otherwise, we're just taking too much damage. Oozes have shield 1, yes. I don't believe that they always do. Or do they always? Maybe they do always have shield 1. Yeah. Yeah, they always have shield 1. That's why I took 5 damage, because we had an attack 3 doubled, which was 6. So that's 5, because yeah, oozes have shield 1. Can I actually outrange this, though, is the biggest issue. Don't have boots. I can't use my Inviscloak here. I guess if I use Empathetic Assault, then the Tinker can just do a double heal on me. And that's fine, actually. If that works, then we should be out of danger. All right, let's go back to that plan then. It's annoying here. We're going to use Empathetic Assault actually after attacking because we want to run away, but it should be okay. All right, so some Tinker double heal. Needs to be pretty early. Healing 5 on the Mindthief puts the Mindthief up to 7. That puts us safe for anything except a crit, so that's perfectly fine. I guess the downside then is we'll have our biggest heal remaining, but our target will be poisoned after that. Is it better to try to go at 48? No, I think that's just too risky that the Mindthief has to lose a card. I might miss out on 1 healing, but I'm playing it safer, which I prefer to do. All right, so backstab it is. We just need to, I mean, technically we only need to move to here. We just need initiative. So we're always playing backstab. We could play Swiftbow. So it wouldn't allow us to loot anything else, but it would allow us to save the big movement for the following turn. But I think it's fine. We can always use our boots the following turn anyway, because we really like the long rest the turn after that to make sure we get rid of Smoke Bomb, since we really only wanted Smoke Bomb for the very first turn in the scenario. I believe there are no Drakes left, correct. All right, let's go. Split skis. All right. Well, that does change things a bit. But I guess we do still have to move after attacking because the Tinker is doing double heal. I guess the Tinker could just heal himself actually then. Yeah, that's actually probably. Oh no, we don't have good initiative the following turn with the Mindthief, and we'll be in a spot with dangerous enemies and bad initiative. No, we don't want to take that risk. We'll attack first. Attacking first isn't too risky. It's only bad on a miss, basically. All right, so we're going to use Fearsome Blade, gaining 1 experience, and we're going to make an attack 4, targeting ooze number 8. So miss or -1. All right, didn't need the advantage. All good. This was not the summon one. Good. All right, and then we're doing move 2, heal 2 self. And then Pathetic Assault, which just removes the poison and strengthens us. Okay. So then, oh crap! Why do I keep doing things out of order? I mean, it doesn't really matter. There are no flips for the Scoundrel. Whoops. 1 experience. Move to here. Execute this. Not summoned either. So it does drop a coin. All right. We already did the Mindthief's turn. Then we've got the Tinkerer's turn. So we do a heal 3 on top and a heal 2 on bottom. Both have range 3. The Mindthief is at range 3. So the Mindthief gets healed up to 7. Then the Ooze goes. Takes 2 damage, down to 4. How did it get down to 6? When did it take damage before? I mean, when it split. The multi-target attack. Yep. Watching too much 9-9. You sound like Andy Sandberg. Sorry about that. And that's the round. Unfortunately, we can't get over there before the Scoundrel. We need to have an adjacent ally for the Scoundrel. But that's fine. The Tinker can actually be the one to move over to here and then attack that, and the Scoundrel will be able to kill the one next to the Tinker. So 18-36, this works. That plays, and then the Mindthief can hopefully finish off the one the Tinker hits. All right. We look good overall here. Then we're going to get to do a double long rest. Beautiful. Just have to have it all work out here. All right, 57, that's fine. So Tinker is up first. We're going to move 4 with Crankbow. 2, 3, 4 to here. And then we're going to use the top of Toxic Bolt to do an attack 2, range 3 poison, creating an earth. Attacking Ooze number 6. Yeah, the Tinker probably doesn't get to long rest. Well, I guess. You may long rest. Because next turn we could. Yeah, we may long rest. Let's use our goggles. It's just unnecessary to use the goggles, though, right? The Mindthief always kills that. Yeah, there's just no world in which that doesn't die to the Mindthief. No, it's not necessary to use the goggles. If we're 100% certain we would long rest, then it could be worth it. But we're not 100%, even though it does look like the long rest would be relatively free. No, so we'll just attack normally. So even though we're missing out on a most likely free long rest, it doesn't actually change anything to use the goggles here because, oops, stupid Adobe. Adobe. Because the Mindthief just so surely kills the Ooze with Strengthen. And 2 attacks, which are both lethal. Yeah. Alright. So we're done. So then it's the Scoundrel's turn. So we've got a move 3 with Swiftbow, where we get to do some looting while we move. We're just gonna go 1, so. No! Curse you, nerfed Swiftbow. Alright. 1, 2, 3, use the boots for only 1 coin. That's not right. Alright. We could use the compass, but obviously we're not going to do that. Not going to waste it for this. And then 1 experience, a flanking strike. We get an attack 5, targeting Ooze number 10. Alright. Summon, so no coin. Then it's the Mindthief's turn. We've got a move 4 jump on the bottom of feedback loop. 3. I don't know, maybe we grab this coin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Both are equidistant from the door, but this is 1 closer to a coin down here, so why not? Alright, we move there. Then we use the top of Corrupting Embrace. So it's going to be 2 attack 4s, because we get +2 from the Mind's Weakness and +1 from the Poison, which is already there. So 2 attack 4s with advantage because we're still strengthened. Okay, well that'll do. Just aided him the first time. Alright. This room was mostly painless. All right, long rest there. Long rest there. Tinker, throw away a turn. The question is, do I want to heal the Mindthief? I can basically heal the Mindthief for 2, or I can remove the Tinker's Poison. I think healing the Mindthief for 2 is actually probably more valuable, just because the Mindthief is squishier and more likely to be in the front line. And we can always do a bottom heal on dangerous or harmless contraption on ourselves at some point anyway. All right, let's go. So we use the top of stamina booster to do a heal 4, targeting the Mindthief. And then we use the bottom of enhancement field as a generic move 2. And walk over to here, grabbing the coin. The much needed coin. All right, so then we have long rest here and here. Both are full health. The satisfaction of long resting. First round when you brought Smoke Bomb for one very specific purpose. Now we can get rid of Smoke Bomb. Smoke Bomb is a great combo with Visage in the very first turn of the game. After that, the combo becomes a lot more difficult to use unless you have access to, well, actually, a number of items. Sorry, excuse me. Jeez, I had my coffee. Yeah, I'll definitely only be able to do one scenario tonight. I am fading. Ooh, all right. But yeah, the combo gets worse as you go through the scenarios, and Smoke Bomb's just not a very good card intrinsically, so very happy to lose it. And we'll find other ways to make the Visage work. All right. So the question is, do we kill a turn now? Because if we do, then we can actually... So then the Tinker can long rest. Mindthief can go pick up this coin. Yeah, let's grab some coins. Why not? I think it's reasonable. We do want money a lot. So if we're going to kill a turn, we can actually bring back the Mind's Weakness. Just, again, to give ourselves one extra card. Plus, theoretically, with a Hamina Potion, we can even get one extra turn. The Tinker has 4 experience because we forgot to clear it after the last scenario. Good catch, thank you. I do believe we have remembered to catch everyone else's. Scoundrel had 5 turns, and I think, yeah, gained 1 XP per turn. Open Wound, Single Out, Open Wound, Flanking Strike, Visage, Flurry, correct. And then the Mindthief, we had Fearsome Blade, double XP combo the first turn, that's 3. Mind's Weakness is 4. What was our one other? Oh yeah, Frigid Apparition. Yep, so we're correct on everyone else, but good catch. Tinker doesn't get experience. Alright. Not sure what we want to get rid of now. It comes down to Silent Scream, Fearsome Blade, or Hostile Takeover, basically. So Hostile Takeover is really good against Drakes and really bad against everything else here, but there is one more room of Drakes for sure. So I'd like to try to keep it until then. Excuse me. It's also only one of 2 ice creators, and we actually got 2 ice consumers between Frigid Apparition and then Volatile Concoction. So I think we want to keep that. So then it's just Fearsome Blade or Silent Scream, one of our push cards no matter what. And I suppose well, how many top attacks do we have right now? So we've got, theoretically we have 4 turns of top attacking. We've got Frigid Apparition, Corrupting Embrace, Hostile Takeover, and then I guess Fearsome Blade. All right. So in that case, I guess we'd rather keep the Fearsome Blade and get rid of Silent Scream. Seems reasonable. It's always weird when you keep a level 1 card over a level 3 card, but such is the Mindthief. Okay, so we will get a long rest on the Tinker now. So the goggles would have been free, but like I said, we're also completely unnecessary. All right. So we only need to move 2 with the Mindthief here. Well, Hostile Takeover is not going to be good in this coming room. So we can play Hostile Takeover for now, and we will set up the Mind's Weakness while moving. Perfect. So the Scoundrel needs to move 5. Or 6. Yeah, we'll keep that actually. Let's get rid of this. I guess we can get rid of Swiftbow for the time being. I think that's reasonable actually. We will want it for looting potentially later, but for now we don't need that. And Flanking Strike is the exact amount of move we want. Open Wound is just better. And we really want to keep Special. Well, I mean, we have to use one of the big movements. I'd rather keep Backstab. It's a shame that move 4 isn't enough, because I actually wouldn't mind using that. But, yeah. Do we have enough tops then? Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3 tops still, theoretically. Yeah, that's fine for the next room. Okay, let's go. So here we have a move 5, here we have a move 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave no stone behind. That is this party's motto. Last party was leave no man behind. This party, leave no coins behind. Oh, these two. All right. And then we use Mind's Weakness, gaining 1 experience and activating it. End of the round. Tinker does Long Rest, which just removes the poison. And I think we'll almost certainly lose Enhancement Field. It's just not that impressive with this party, unfortunately. It is one of the best things the Tinker can do for many parties, but not for this one. Ah, good catch on the ham for the Mindthief. You're right. I should do that. Yeah, good catch. Thank you. That is worth doing. Since we use this for our generic move 2, we can use Slice of Ham. Ham definitely has some added bookkeeping. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Time to burst into this next room. Some water. So the Tinker is the one who wants to open the door. So what if we open the door and pull something? So then we can try to go Visage something. But we need to have our initiative synced up pretty well so the thing doesn't move away. This is actually quite annoying. Man, Tinker is just not doing anyone any favors with that initiative distribution. So 6 and 11 always go before the Tinker, so we can't use those for 3, 6, 11. So this leaves us 33, 86, or 88. 86, 88 is completely the same, so in that case, there's no reason we would ever play single out for initiative. We also have to play a lot of movement, so we kind of have to play one of these 2 cards, or use our boots, theoretically, in Special Mixture. But even in Special Mixture, we're at 33. So we would need to use an earlier initiative. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably still correct. It's the best way we can do it. I mean, the upside is high, so obviously we do have to jump through some hoops. So we need to play one of our earlier initiatives to just move on to the door. I guess Toxic Bolt's probably going to be more valuable to us than Restorative Mist, so let's play Restorative Mist for initiative to go before the Scoundrel, and hope that the things we want to pull next to us don't go in between 17 and 33, because we can't really do better than that. All right, Mindthief needs a lot of movement, right? So how about a lot of movement and a jump? Seems reasonable. Yeah, we can go at 39 and do a bunch of stabby. Is that enough movement? Is it better to go 1 more movement and not have the jump? Yeah, probably. We don't have boots, actually. Boots are so valuable. All right, let's do it like this. So Tinker goes first. We're going to use the bottom of Restorative Mist as a generic move too. We can actually ham here, and I think we will. Let's try to remember to do that. So 1, So 1 elite and 3 regular living spirits. Let's see when they're going. Hopefully not between 17 and 33. Oh no! Brutal. Well, we don't get the execute then. Man! Maybe we can figure out a way to. I doubt it though. I doubt it though. Maybe. No. Almost never. What's the range on the regulars? 4. Yeah, it's too much. They'll always move away. Well, 4, but only 2 movement. Maybe. All right, let's see. Actually, if we move up to here, and we don't pull any of these at all, actually, this one will not be able to move away. Because with 2 movement, it cannot move anywhere to lose disadvantage. These will all attack from where they are, and this will just stay here and attack. All right, that works. We're gonna have to use the boots. How's the Mindthief even gonna attack? I guess this will be dead, and the Mindthief will go attack up there. All right. Well, that works. God. We bring hook gun to try to do one thing, and it doesn't even work. Stupid hook gun. All right. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't because he won't be isolated. Yeah, you're right. So no, yet there's no way to ever make it work then, right? No. That's just annoying. I mean, we'll probably just use the compass, I guess, to execute something here. I think so. We're just gonna run back. So we've still got 1 movement left. We're probably gonna use our boots here as well. Oh, we don't have the boots. Brutal. So rough. All right, well, we're gonna run back around the corner. And then from here, just pulling this one up. All right, well, we're gonna use hook gun to attack this. So here we have 1, 2, 3, line of sight. There's no reason not to attack it. We get the +3 in our deck now, right? Yeah. Basically have to get that to do anything, but still. All right. So the question is pulling it do something? I have a question though. Does this? Maybe we've talked about this before. I think we have. My memory's bad. Is this a legal pull? Since range is calculated like this, I would assume that it is, but it's kind of a weird situation, right? I mean, I know that I can always pull him to here, but the question is, can I pull him to here? I guess you can. I mean, yeah, you have to be able to, because this doesn't count as adjacent. So if this doesn't count as adjacent, then, and this does, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would agree so. It's weird because as the crow flies, it is not actually closer, which is normally how you look at it. But I mean, yeah, you're right. It decreases in range and goes from non-adjacent to adjacent. So these seem, it's just the kind of the weird layout. I mean, how the targeting through doors works. All right, yeah, let's pull him. Let's pull him. All right, making this attack. So no damage, but we pulled him. Showed him who was boss. All right, so then living spirits go. Fortunately, -1 attack. We're about to get pounded. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah. All right. Attacks the Tinker. That's nice, at least. Oh yes, Ham. You're right. You're right. Good catch. Good catch. Obviously, I said I was going to do it. It's not like the miss there made me somehow more likely to want to bring back a heal. Thank you. Oops. God, so bad at forgetting or remembering that. Just get so we always get distracted by talking about something a lot of the times. I guess that's the problem. All right, so then we've got the rest of them. So they make attacks for 2. So 1, 2. Yeah, because here it doesn't have range. Here it does. Attack for 2 on the Tinkerer. Huh. Well, I guess it kind of balances out. So 4 actually. And then you can move here or here, but obviously we'd rather move back towards his allies, which sucks because this would be much better, but so be it. We're just going to use the compass here though. So 2. Oh, geez. So I was just looking at some stuff. The disintegration beam is almost perfect, but not quite, right? It would still kill 2, which is probably worth doing. Then what we want to do doesn't really work. Anywho, we have to decide whether we're going to lose a card here. If we don't lose a card, we may end up having to lose a card for a 3 instead. Well, we just have to hope they don't get a +1. Now we'll take it. Down to 3. Maybe we should do healing. We'll see. Okay, well then no damage. Jeez, that was some hilarious flips, right? I mean, in the end, these were actually as crazy as this is, slightly positive flips because the miss was on an attack for 1 higher than the crit. So overall, these flips actually netted us -2 from their average attack value, right? Yeah, theoretically they should have done, a 3, 2, 2, 2, so 5, 7, 9. We're at 11, all right. So I think I'm counting this wrong somehow, but oh yeah, because I guess it wasn't considering the crit and the miss. But anyway, pretty crazy flips there, but not bad in the end. All right. So now it's the Tinker's turn, or the Scoundrel's turn. Ugh, this is a toughie. This is a toughie. So I guess the answer is we don't use Disintegration Beam. Disintegration Beam is so good against these living spirits, but the truth is, it's not that I don't want to use the loss here, it just isn't so worth it. So right now, for example, I can hit 2, but the Scoundrel then would basically do nothing this turn. I mean, admittedly, in order to actually do something, we do have to use the compass, but obviously using the compass isn't near as costly as using playing a lost card. And so if we use the compass, we kill 1. I mean, we can only do it to kill this one. We can't kill either of these with it. So in that case, there won't be 2 in a line at that point anymore. We would only be able to hit 1 with Disintegration Beam, or we'd have to wait for them to move, which is obviously just a lot worse. And the bottom Disintegration Beam is obviously very valuable, so I don't mind keeping it. I think the value of using it as a loss here just isn't high enough when it stunts our other teammates' plays so much. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and use the compass. Move this to here. We could move it 2, but better just put it here so that the coin is 1 further into the room. So we'll use the compass to move that there. Compass is an amazing item. And then we'll use the bottom of special mixture. Yeah, we have an even number of cards on our hands. No point in hammering. 1, 2, 3. Technically we poison this, but that does not matter. We gain 1 experience. Gain 1 experience, and use the top of Visage to execute this one. No, we do not drop a stun token. Okay, that's the Mindthief's turn. We have a move 5 with Cranium Overload. 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess better to hit this one. Yeah, because this one we can go and have adjacency for the Scoundrel. All right, so we'll be attacking Living Spirit number 5. So first is an attack 3 poison and then an attack 4 muddle. Doing multiple attacks against a shielded enemy isn't ideal, but that's the best we've got right now. Really? It's like 2 of the 3 zeros in our deck, huh? Well, that's really unfortunate. That means we do almost no damage. I was kind of hoping to just basically kill this. But no. That's 4, sorry. Alright. So this and this seems pretty clear. This gives us an advantage to attack 4 wound against the adjacent. Getting wound on these is obviously very valuable. Oops, we gotta actually end the turn first, huh? End the round. And why not get advantage here? And then the Tinker would like to move up and stun and wound the elite. Even though we do really want to heal ourselves. Obviously, I guess we could stun this front one, but this one's going to get wounded anyway, and it's better to get the wound on the elite as soon as possible while also blanking his turn. We can heal ourselves afterwards. So we do have to move up to do this. Doesn't really matter which move we play. I guess it's slightly more likely that we use Ink Bomb than Battle Bot. Well, it still really doesn't matter. All right, and so for the Mindthief, we can also stun one of them. Creating ice. Is it necessary, though? It shouldn't be, right? Well, stunning this one does something, but if one of them goes, it's not the end of the world. I guess if they do the target all enemies, then I would regret not stunning. But I think I'd rather actually be able to do Empathetic Assault first, so that I'll then have Strengthen for this turn and next turn. And I guess we'll just do Fearsome Blade as an attack. Same time, if I do this stun here, then I can do this stun next turn, although I'm not sure I actually need that stun next turn. But I guess that's actually probably still good. Because, yeah, if I do this now, then I can stun the elite, presumably, next turn, and I can do that move with Empathetic Assault, and I'll still get Empathetic Assault's advantage for 2 rounds, assuming that they last for those that long. Alright, yeah, this is fine. Okay. Let's do it. 48, sure. First up is the Scoundrel. We do a move 4, gain advantage on all your attacks this round. I love Flurry of Blades. 1, 2, to there. We have advantage on our attack. We make an attack with open wound. We have adjacency, so we gain 1 experience. This gives an attack 4 advantage wound. Okay, well, it looks like the stun ends up not being necessary. Well, that's what happens when you flip a bless. Yeah. That'll be a one-shot. Oh no, my coin. Not like this. Alright, so then the Mindthief goes. Well, we're going to lead with Fearsome Blade. Oops, not yet. So gain 1 experience and make an attack 4. Will not be pushing, so really attack 5, targeting the Living Spirit number 5. We attacking first to see what we stun, although it's not actually going to change much. Well, it theoretically can. We'll get to that in a second, but yeah. Alright, so we attack the adjacent. Alright. So this is a 4 by default because of Mind's Weakness, 5 because of the poison, 7 because of what we just attacked with there. I mean, what we flipped, which means this is dead as well. Fortunately, we do now regret playing our stuns because we won't have it next turn. So now we have to figure out who's using some ham. I guess the answer to that is the Mindthief. Does it even matter that much? So we can ham back Perverse Edge. We don't get an extra turn unless the Tinkerer uses Volatile Concoction without ice, which seems unlikely, obviously. There's no point in using it to stun because the Tinkerer should always use the stun here because it wounds as well. We might as well grab this coin. No reason not to do that. So we're moving there with Perverse Edge. The only question is whether we're hamming it back or not. Hamming it back would allow us to use it to stun. We can stun next turn with this and the following turn with Reverse Edge. I guess why not? We lose 1 turn of longevity, but we gain a little bit stronger fighting here, and I don't know, maybe we don't end up losing 1 turn longevity. We'll see. We shall see. I think it is worth bringing it back. It's such a powerful card. Even if this fight's kind of over, it can take a while for us to kill this elite. He is a tough cookie. Alright, so then it's the Tinkerer's turn, so we have a move forward with Dangerous Contraption. Which actually just going to move to here, because coins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no point in ham here. And then we're going to use Stun Shot. We have disadvantage. Doesn't really matter. Oh, it did matter. It did. Yeah, I was going to say, this is literally the only way it could matter is if we drew the Bless. That's one of the two. Alright. Stun. And wound. Oh well. Living Spirit goes, takes 1 from the wound. Down to 5. Alright, so Mindthief. Strength itself. Stun this duder. Scoundrel. Go make some attacks. Time to start stabbing. I guess we can go later so we can benefit from the poison that the Tinkerer can do. Poison. So there will not be ice this turn, so we can just hold off on volatile. Do we even need to poison it? Mindthief is theoretically going to do like 2 damage to it. The Scoundrel should do 1 damage to it. Plus the Mindthief is going to stun it, so then 2 more damage from the wound. Yeah, we don't even need to poison. Let's just use this opportunity to do some healing. I think this is fine. So heal and heal. Yep, looks good. Okay, I mean we could have gone earlier, but it changes nothing because it's going to be stunned. All right, so we're just going to do move 2 with Empathetic Assault. Whoa, 1, 2. Why not? We need to move first because we want to get the strength in before attacking, not after. Okay, consume the ice, gain 1 experience. This gives us an attack 5, stun with advantage. All right, there's the +1 we were counting on. So 6, it's 4 damage. Wait, what? Oh, we were counting on +1 there, but we didn't really think it through, right? Yeah. Anyway, I mean, well, he's just dead. We just kill him ourselves, just like that. Oh, no, I'm miscounting his shield. Yeah, I think he's 2, but no, he's 4 shield. So he just takes 2 damage. Yeah, all right, we didn't miscount. So he's down to 3 and stunned. So yeah, but now with the 1 damage from the Scoundrel, it will be a lethal. Okay, so then the Tinkerer goes and is just going to do 6 healing on himself. Boom. Living Spirit goes, loses stun, down 2. So as long as the Scoundrel doesn't miss, this is finished. So move 6 with backstab. Could get the coin, but don't think so. It's a stun trap. Unfortunately, if we walked into it, we would lose this turn, which this turn does actually matter. Even if we could long rest in the future. Okay, and then we gain 1 experience. We use single out to make an attack 5, targeting that same living spirit. All right, +0 is fine. 1 damage, putting it down to 1. Ah, yes, so this Mindthief needs to go early and create ice, actually. Oh, but we can actually create ice with this while moving. Actually, though, I'd like to keep Hostile Takeover. Do I get to long rest? Can you loot if you are stunned? That's an interesting question. I would assume yes. Let's go into the rulebook. I think it says that you loot where you land. I don't. We'll have to see the wording for it. Page 27. In addition to specific loot abilities, a character must also loot any money tokens or treasure tiles present in the hex he or she occupies at the end of the character's turn. Character summons do not perform end of turn looting. Because it says must, I would assume that's the case. You do have a turn when you're stunned, I believe. Right? Unless stun says you skip your turn entirely, which I don't believe is actually the wording. Let's go to the next thing, condition, page 22. Page 23. Figure stun that cannot perform any abilities using the item on its turn except perform a long rest. At the end of its next turn, the stun token is removed. Yes. So stun does still specify, stun does still refer to the character's turn, so you do obviously have a turn when you're stunned, you just don't get to do anything in it, except potentially long resting. And looting does specify that you always must loot at the end of your turn anything in your hex. So yeah, there doesn't seem... Yeah, I get what you're saying. Let's go back. All right. Any abilities? See, to me... Yeah. Abilities to me means item or cards, right? Because cards are called ability cards. So which page was loot on? 27. Does say an ability, but again, it's referring to incur. Hey, Themris. Yeah, I was busy with having people over and the flu. How was your trip to Germany? We're having an interesting discussion, Themris. Do you do end of turn looting if you're stunned? I believe yes. I don't. There's nothing in the rules that seems to contradict that. I know so your point of abilities, but oh, you are still in Germany. Okay, I didn't remember how long it was going to be for. So yeah, I agree with Emrys. It does appear to me that it is not actually an ability because it is something a character must do. It does not seem like an ability to me. I would call it a state-based effect, to use magic terminology, or triggered. Yeah, gotcha. But yeah. So unless proven otherwise, I will believe that you do loot. But anyway, this is irrelevant for this situation. All right. It is weird. I do agree. It's weird that you're too stunned to do anything else except rest, but you can also like casually be like, "Ooh, look at that coin," you know? But I don't know. I mean, like the fact that it says you must do it, nowhere does it refer to it as being an ability except when it's actually doing a loot X. But end of turn looting isn't a loot X. Uh, so yeah. It's an interesting question. I mean, if Quarlord was here, he could add that to his list of things to ask Isaac. I mean, he did already ask Isaac, but this would definitely be an interesting question to ask Isaac. Did we check the FAQ? I guess we can do that real quick just to be sure. It's possible that it's mentioned there, although I'm assuming that you have ECO because you're usually pretty quick at that. Yeah, the example here, Themris, is if you have a stun trap with a coin on top of it. I agree, it's a very uncommon situation for that actually to come up, but yeah. What happens if a non-stun monster draws a card that gives it out for movement isn't really that uncommon. That's true as well. All right, let's. Yeah, I see what you're saying there, ECO. So, well, for anyone watching the VOD who doesn't see this, so what ECO quoted is, what happens if a non-stun monster draws a card that gives it an on-death effect, but then gets stunned before it dies? The effect is applied even if the monster is stunned at the time of their death, which sets a precedent for the fact that some things in the game are not abilities, right? So in that case, like the cultist death explode is not an ability; it's a state-based effect. So similarly, it does seem that some things which are set up to happen, should still happen. So I do believe this remains consistent, but I, I would still certainly agree that there is ambiguity. To me, it makes sense like this, but it does not. I mean, it's definitely not definitive, so it would certainly be an interesting question to ask Isaac. All right. So like I said, we'd like to create ice for the Mindthief. Yeah, I mean, we'll just use feedback. Look, I don't know if we're going to go into another room or not, right? Is there much to gain? Stun or sticker. All right. Is there much to gain by the Scoundrel long resting? It just allows us which card to choose which card to lose, right? But we're not actually. So the Mindthief does actually have to move up here to get cards back. But that's fine. So we can have any two cards we want with because we volatile. I mean, it's definitely worth volatiling. It just gives an extra turn to one of our allies. And the ice creation is free. So that's our bottom. For a top, we can just do another heal. Seems fine as well. Yeah, might as well just long rest with the Scoundrel then. All right. Let's do it. Oops. Yeah, you try that now, but that's okay. Mindthief goes first. Is there any reason to not move away first? No, I don't think so. All right, so we'll move there first using feedback loop. And then we'll gain 1 experience and create ice using hostile takeover. I guess at the same time, we didn't actually need to create ice because volatile concoction was going to give us 1 card back, which is still a turn. But I guess this lets us have whichever 2 cards we want back. We weren't going to use Perverse Edge when we enter this room. Just this way we get to keep it in our hands. So it's still slightly better since it's free. All right. So we make this attack. The attack really doesn't matter, but we have to make it anyway. All right, so our 2 gets doubled to 4, but the enemy has 4 shield, so it still does nothing. He's immobilized, but this also doesn't matter. He's going to die to his wound. Well, significantly, we just created ice. All right, Tinker is going to heal himself for 3 with the top of Restorative Elixir, and then use the bottom of Volatile Concoction. Consuming ice, 1 ally within range 2 may recover up to 2 of their discarded cards. So we get to choose any 2 cards we want for the Mindthief and bring them back. Or if we only consume 1, then the Mindthief could go in with Frigid Apparition. The problem is, it doesn't really work. For the record, Themris, can we agree on the abbreviation or the shorthand for your class being Brew, not BM? Because literally anytime I see BM, I think Beastmaster. This is just the abbreviation, which has been in my head from playing RPGs for a very, very long time, and then Dota as well, and a variety of other things. So it always takes me a second. I'm like, wait, what a sec? Yeah, I still haven't made the updates that I need to make to the Airmancer. Unfortunately, getting sick and then people being here, I didn't have time. The last couple things, adjusting card sizes and everything like that. All right. Yeah. So if we kept the ice for Frigid Apparition, it still doesn't work very well because we would only have Frigid Apparition plus Perverse Edge in that case. We wouldn't actually have a card with movement, and we don't have boots. So we would end up only being able to do a move 2, which wouldn't take us very far. And WoW is BRM. Yeah, even BRM would be better because then it wouldn't just like trigger that thought in my mind. Yeah. Now, using the ice is fine. All right, so we can get any 2 cards we want back. What? Given any 2 cards in the world, which would we take? Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. Well, this is our best attack, but it's not CC. Hostile Takeover can be CC, so I think that's probably still the best thing to go in with. I guess we can just create a free dark, although we never use the dark, nor does the Tinker or the Scoundrel here. And we'll definitely just keep this in our hand, because it's way too valuable to lose. I guess this just gives us the most movement and the most flexibility with our allies' initiative to go after us. Sure, we'll take those 2 cards back, I guess. Okay. Living Spirits goes and dies. Although, do hunters and WoW really deserve their own abbreviation? Hmm. What do we want to lose here? I think we would still like to keep Visage for a bit longer. It's possible it's time to get rid of Swiftbow. We need to keep our 1 late. I mean, I guess technically we have 2 late. Maybe we do just get rid of single out, to be honest. But then if we lose Visage, we have no late initiative. It's better to keep, because we really want to make sure for at the end of the scenario when we're going to try to open a bunch of doors invisible. I was going to say with invisibility or invisible, and I just mixed the 2 together into that horrendous word I just said. When we're going to try to do that at the end of the scenario, we want to have 1 late initiative so that the second turn we go with invisibility, we can go with after all the enemies. And if we go down just 1 card and then we lose that on a short rest, we're actually in a really bad spot. So it's better to try to keep both of them and not to get rid of single out. So in that case, it's either Swiftbow or Special Mixture that we get rid of. The greedy choice is to keep Swiftbow, but I think I am a Scoundrel. I was actually not going to, and then I remembered who I was playing and thought, yeah, okay. Let's lean into it, right? All right. I mean, I guess we just kind of move in, shoot something with a little poison. And these 2. And here. Well, definitely not Visage yet. Be good to go late, I suppose. In that case, but we could use Visage bottom to poison a bunch of things, but update from friend, they like rogues. Yeah, well then play the Scoundrel. Ah yeah, so Thermos, you weren't here for this, but I assume you'd probably agree with my ranking. Prototype was asking for, well, the beginner friendliness of the starting 6. I said that I think the Brute is the most beginner friendly, followed shortly by the Tinker. I think these 2 are well up at the top at the beginner friendliness. And then I think after that, the Scoundrel and Spellweaver are both like medium complexity as far as starting classes go. And then I think the Mindthief and the Crag are the most complicated. But yeah, I think as long as your party is going to have at least 1 melee ally, like a Brute, ideally a Brute, but even worst case scenario, Mindthief, it shouldn't be too difficult for your friend to play a Scoundrel if they like to play rogues. So go with a Scoundrel. It's not that complicated. If we just move a bunch and hit with this, maybe with like this to get a good hit. In that case, should we be playing the wound instead? No, because we need to go late, but we still need the movement. Everyone does love a Brute. Yeah, in that case, definitely encourage them to play the Scoundrel. You'll be fine. All right, let's go. Move 5 for the Mindthief with Cranium Overload. 1 onto the door. Set up the room. For the individual playing, what do you mean? Oh, my rankings was for the person playing the class, the level of complexity of a class. Two spaces, and then one of these. And that's it. And then 2 coins. Beautiful. Music to my ears. All right, we have 3 regular Rending Drakes. All right, and let's see what we've got. +1 movement. That's not what I like to see. So it's 5. So this one should never be able to reach us, and these ones should basically always reach us. Yeah, no, don't play lost. You've activated my trap card. All right, if we go back here, it's probably just better. Then immobilize this one. This one will run up to the door. This is fine. And then the Scoundrel will be able to move up next to the door, and then it'll only be one of them hitting at a time. Fortunately, they do have, I think, at least two multi-targets. Not counting the ranged attack, maybe they have 3 multi-targets even then, but well, I still think this is the best way to fight them. It helps to have someone tell a new Tinker Spellweaver not to be too conservative with their losses. Yeah. Although I think that's rarely the issue, right? That's why, I mean, that's why I consider the Spellweaver to be. I mean, the Spellweaver is a relatively complicated class in terms of understanding the balance of how many losses to play per rest cycle, when to use Reviving Ether, etc. But I think that it's just a naturally easier class to play for new players because they, as we're both kind of alluding to, there's a proclivity to playing losses. All right. Ice. Experience. Attack 2, range 4, immobilize, targeting Rending Drake number 1. Our Scoundrel burnt 2 losses in the first hand cycle, or 2 every game. Although, admittedly, Antares, was this back when you thought that the round limit was a hard limit? Because then at least there would be some excuse, right? Of thinking you needed to get through the scenario quickly. Or was this after, in which case, yeah. Oh, gosh. It's funny. Interesting. For some reason with your group, I mix the two together. It's funny, Scoundrel's the hardest if nobody tells you to be conservative, while it's the second easiest with that tidbit of info. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I understand. All right. Rending Drake up. So 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. To there. Attack at -1, so attack. Ooh, these are up to 5 now. All right, so attack 4 on the Mindthief. All right. And a wound. Huh. If only it worked like that. My first class is a Spellweaver, and I immediately developed my fascination with never playing losses. Nah, I'm just kidding. It is funny that that was my first class, and yet I turned out the way I did. All right. So the Tinker, I think we get to attack first. Yeah, we'll attack first. No reason to move before attacking. So attack 2, range 3, poison, creating earth on the nearby Drake. One in the door. I've been an argument for moving first, but yeah, no, it would never have been possible to actually get 2 targets. Man, of course. That's crazy, right? All right, I mean, let's not let this be representative. I'd like to consider that I think that that perk is quite decent for this class, and there have been, I would say, 15 flips at least where it would have been really good to flip that since we picked it up in just a scenario and a half so far. And somehow, just somehow, I've managed to flip it the one time I can't hit anything else. Even if I'd moved first, here and here, I mean, none of these spaces could actually hit another Drake, so it wouldn't have changed anything. All right, we've got to move 4. We'll go to the coin. Because money. Let us count. Fair enough. I mean, that's so skewed though, right? I mean, that's so ridiculous. Admittedly, obviously, that's the issue with high variance things like this, but I think what would be better, the problem is doing a count like that would be so random. What you would really want to count if you were actually going to try to track the usefulness of something like this would be to count the number of times that you make an attack where it would be useful. My first class was a Spellweaver, and I was way too conservative. I often ended a scenario without having a third. I guess my natural playstyle would have made me a good Scoundrel, but I always go Mage or Druid when possible. All right. Anyway, so we're done. So then it's the Scoundrel's turn. So we're going to do a move 4, gain advantage on all our attacks this round. Just going to move to here. And then we're going to use single out, gain 1 experience. So we make an attack 5, +1 for the poisons of 6 with advantage because of Flurry. 1 life left, really? That's unfortunate. That is a mite bit unfortunate. What do we do here? We can execute the Drake in the doorway. It's so annoying. It would be nice for the Mindthief and Scoundrels to go together, approach to like here and here. Mindthief can stun this, Scoundrel can go here and execute this. The problem is, as usual, initiative. Then we would need this Tinkerer to kill this first, but then we just go late. I think it's not the way to do it. I think we do take a short rest here. We will bring back the Mind's Weakness because it'll give us an extra turn because we have 1 card still in our hand right now. Oh, always, huh? All right. Anywho, this is a really obvious turn. Maybe it should be counted based on +1 that would have been if you'd taken the other perk. Yeah, that's more difficult though. To track how many times the +1 would have made a difference. Or whether it would have been a I mean, there it would have been better as a +1. Actually, if it had been a +1 here, this would be such a big difference because this would be dead. That's funny. Well, that was a significant difference. I think it's almost just too hard to compare something like this, though. All right, let's go with the earlier initiative here. So here we can use Perverse Edge to kill this. Even though we'll have a disadvantage attack, even if we get a -1, we still kill it because of the poison. And then we can immobilize one of these over here. And then... Actually, we don't even need to immobilize that, though. I should just do this. Setting up Mind's Weakness to kill... Wait, but then we only get to kill the one on the door. Oh yeah, and then we can stun this one because we actually have range and line of sight. So we kill this with Mind's Weakness, stun this. Then the Tinker runs in, stuns this, and then the Scoundrel runs in and executes the stun bottom one. Beautiful. Don't have the stun. Tinker runs in, does nothing. It's at 8. I mean, whatever. All right. The Tinker can run to here, and then we can execute that, but the initiative is an issue. Can go after 36. All right, well, the initiative can kind of work out. We'll play this. We'll see how it works. I think this is kind of all right. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's terrible to try to be greedy and not just short rest early here, but we're not in that bad of a spot right now, so I think it's all right to try. Worst case scenario, well, there's some really bad worst cases. Let's not tempt fate here, but I think there's a reasonable amount of upsides. Worst case scenario, we still got a ranged attack there. Again, we're stunning at least one other one, killing one. Maybe the Tinker's not doing anything. We'll see. We've got some flexibility here. All right, let's go. 59. Oh, there's the 2 targets. So this can get scary. This can get scary for sure. But, so first things first, we're going to use the Mind's Weakness, but we're going to gain 2 experience. We're going to create Ice. Mind's Weakness, we're going to activate, and we're going to, with that, play an attack 3, which is really an attack 4 against the Poison Drake here. We're also going to take 1 damage from our wound. Alright, so that Drake is dead. And then we're going to use Burst Edge to attack number 4. Alright. So this just does 1 damage here. God, enhance Burst Edge. Can we count the number of times that enhancement has made an enormous difference? A disproportionately high difference for how much that cost? Alright, so then the Tinker goes. So then we do a move 4 with Ink Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. So then the Scoundrel can go here, yep. And then we'll use the top of disarm me attacky thing. You can't put wound on Burst Edge though. Oh, you can. Oh, there is actually an enhancement spot. Eh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think putting wound there would be okay after you have the range, but the range is just such an enormous difference. And then to do a second enhancement like that just gets so expensive. Maybe it could still be all right. I mean, you know me. I literally saved up almost all the Tinker's money just so that I could get wound on that stun as soon as possible. But yeah, I think this is an exceptional case that the range is really just better than a wound. All right, so we do a punch for 2 on Drake number 4. Additional target would have been great. Actually, it wouldn't have mattered at all here either. But just kidding. And the +1 would have mattered. All right. And then it's the Scoundrel's turn, so we do a move through a Swift Bow, looting everything we cross. And then we gain 1 experience and use Visage to kill this. So far, Visage has been quite good for us, although it has required an annoying amount of work and a lot of things going right. My biggest issue with this in 3 players, it just seems so easy for it to go wrong. And I kind of like minimizing the amount of risk of stuff going wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But it's provided a lot of upside. There's no doubt about that. Just, I guess, very unstable. Maybe the best way I could put it. We short rest. We can do volatile. Yeah, it seems good. And we can stun that dude. All right. I mean, I'm not going to reroll an Ink Bomb because I could lose volatile. I could lose stun shot, worst case. Ink Bomb is good, but not essential. Okay. So we need to heal ourselves to get rid of that annoying wound. Did I forget to place a trap in this room? No, there are no traps here. All right, that's fine. I mean, I guess we can just go kill it with this, right? Easy enough. We can also do some killing of our own. Yeah, it's true. It's true that the Tinkerer is really, I mean, even though we've brought Hook Gun, the initiative issue is just too great. The Tinkerer does not hit a sweet spot of initiatives that work well consistently for the Scoundrel. Basically, the Scoundrel has like, 33 or 36 to kind of go after the Tinkerer's slew of like, 20 ishes. But otherwise, it's just really difficult to actually make the Hook Gun work. Even that being said, I agree, you're right. It'd be interesting to see Visage in 3-player with just even it doesn't even have to be another melee ally, but even just another ally with other fast initiatives. The Mindthief works quite well, but when the Mindthief can't do it, which is a fair amount of time because the Mindthief doesn't always want to move because of Perverse Edge, it gets a lot more difficult for us to actually use it. That is true. All right, so I think this works. I think Open Wound is the card that I always want to keep the most, given the choice, so I think we can play these two. And go do some hitsin'. So the Tinkerer. Well, definitely Volatile Concoction while we've got that ice up. And then I guess some healing. Seems fine. So you don't really need to stun it. It should just be dead. Should pretty certainly be dead. So which healing? So the Mindthief goes down to 5, then goes up to 7, so is missing 4. I don't know if they'll long rest or not, but in that case we might as well just use the big heal. Seems fine. And then because the heal 3 on ourselves still puts us up to full. Alright. 25, but that's fine. So we have a move 6 first with backstab. 2, 3, 4, 5. Truly backstabbing for once. Gain 1 experience, make an attack 5. Well, that's unfortunate. Now the Mindthief doesn't get to pop off because we just killed it. I mean, she wasn't getting any experience anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. Just the satisfaction of getting to make the double advantage corrupting embrace attack. Feels so good. All right, so the Mindthief goes, takes 1 damage, then heals 2 with empathetic assault. Go down this way then? No, because we want to be in range to be healed. Go this way. And the wound is gone, replaced with a strengthen. I doubt that strengthen's gonna matter. Running Drake's eliminated. And then the Tinkerer goes, consumes ice, uses Volatile Concoction to give... Oh, we were supposed to ham another. Well, the Scoundrel is in range, so I guess time to give the Scoundrel 2 cards back. Ooh, some looty cards, huh? Yeah, some looty cards for sure. So the Swiftest of Bows. Wait, do we? I think we have 39. No, we don't have 39 unlocked. Let me see what you're talking about real quick. I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah, that's interesting. I, you know, I mean, admittedly, this class does make that item better than other classes. This is a fair point about this item, about how bad that item is, right? Um, the problem is the cost of that item just makes it so that even for the Aeromancer, who makes this item better than most classes in the game, maybe better than any other class in the game, you still just rather get item 33, you know? It's just crazy that, like, I guess 33 is just too cost effective, but I really think it's more like item 39 is just not cost effective at all and should just be more appropriately priced. I mean, I guess we're actually at spoilers where Volatile Bomb is just too good comparatively and only a one-hander. I mean, not that the other hand even matters much, but gives you some flexibility for some random item designs and stuff like that. Oops, oh god, no, that other item. Sorry to everyone watching the VOD. It was a brief flash on the screen. All right. So first we're going to heal 4 on the Mindthief with the top of Stamina Booster. And And then we're going to use the bottom of Volatile Concoction. We already consumed the ice. We gave back Swiftbow. We need to give back one other card. We're going to use the bottom of Swiftbows. It's going to be a top, but there are no tops that we can use that actually matter. Guess we'll just take back Flurry. Who knows? We're going to probably keep Open Wound in our hand anyway. Yeah, there you go. I appreciate the Kappas there, but yeah. It's funny how many items there are in the game that are just meaningless. That's why I actually had to go look at it, because I've never used that item in my life. But obviously there had to be some bad items, otherwise there just wouldn't be that many items. It's a shame that gold wasn't taken into consideration more as a balancing factor, I guess is the best way I could put it. I feel like there could be a lot of tuning done in terms of the costs of a lot of items to make it so that a lot of items which are quite bad, or at least maybe considered to be used more, and items which are just generally useful are less frequently used. Anyway, I'm going to refill my water. Just give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I would agree with that statement, Themris. And yes, I agree, Isio. But this would be my point, Isio, though. Like, I agree that it's unlikely to see that much play, no matter how you balance it. But so in that case, you know, why not make it like a one-handed 15 gold item or something like that, right? Then maybe some people would buy it and use it. It just is like a cheap alternative to some more expensive options for some classes or something like that. All right. So what are we doing this round? We're looting. That much we know. And we're keeping Open Wound because that's a better card. Is it really a better card than Flurry of Blades? Yeah, maybe. Probably. It's quite close. Flurry of Blades isn't great in this scenario, I guess. The best point. But oh yeah, we're gonna ham a Flurry back anyway. Gotta remember that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4. So no Hamina anywhere. So grab. Yeah, seems good. Get all the money. So I'll just get rid of Hook Gun here as a generic move and heal ourselves while moving, keeping our but all of our basically best cards. Best with air quotes because we're a Tinkerer still. Biggest move, keep, and I guess Hostile Takeover because this is something we can theoretically use from the door. Play these 2 cards for now then. Seems fine. All right. Yeah. Let's go. So, Scoundrel first, move through with Swiftbow. I hope situations like this and a variety of things that I've done so this far, like I really hope that I've demonstrated just how valuable that +1 movement on Swiftbow is. That's actually something we should have tracked because I had a lot of doubters on this one, but honestly, I would say it pays for itself within probably 3 to 4 scenarios. I mean, I guess it always depends on your difficulty level as well, because I mean, see here with coins being worth 4, it's a little bit different, but oh man, I don't know. It's just such a valuable enhancement. I guess the biggest argument against it is that it makes you want to keep Swiftbow much longer than you'd otherwise like to, but so be it, right? Heal self for 2. Pick up this coin. could activate feedback loop. Are we going to... Let's see. Well, 5 cards in our discard. No, sorry, 7 cards in our discard. So when we rest, we go down to 6 cards in our hand. So in a way, we don't want to bring back Mind's Weakness. So let's not shuffle this for 1 experience. Yeah, that's fair. But I think, I mean, well, at least on the Scoundrel, my real life Scoundrel. Yeah, the more significant thing is also that you limit the number of cards you can have enhanced. But I mean, as is actually seen in the guide itself, with my actual Scoundrel that I played, you get so much money, I think, with this class that it's not unrealistic to do a really big enhancement. Like in the end, I was able to put Curse on Long Con, which is just an insane enhancement, and really expensive. But so because you get so much more money, it's more realistic to do a couple big enhancements rather than a lot of small enhancements. So it's not such a big deal, I think, that you're going against your limit of enhancements because you can just save for a big one anyway. Obviously, if you're lower prosperity, so someone's likely to start a low level Scoundrel rather than a high level Scoundrel, then enhancing level 9 card feels a little bit worse, but I think it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's fair to at least say that that is more of the drawback. I think in terms of cost effectiveness, it's almost always there. The bigger question is about the number of cards you actually want to have in your hand and the number of cards that you actually can have enhanced. I think those are the more realistic questions that you have to ask yourself when you consider this enhancement. If you're stuck at Prosperity 1 for a while and you have a lot of gold, then obviously it feels a little significantly worse. All right. Move to there. Delete that. Do not delete that. Oh yeah, we forgot to Hamina here. We were going to Hamina our top action, which was Flurry. I don't know how first ready Swiftbow got printed. That to answer your question though, that is actually how I got so much money to play Long Con, right? Or to enhance Long Con is by having first edition Swiftbow. Totally balanced card. I guess it was kind of like, I don't know, in the testing, I suppose, people probably realized that the Scoundrel, it was way too easy to loop, but they were like, yeah, but this is kind of the Scoundrel's niche. So everyone was like, all right, well, if it's the Scoundrel's niche, it's fine for the Scoundrel to be really good at it, right? But yeah. A little too good, as it turns out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's best not to use Stun Shot here because we might not actually get to attack anything. Better to save it for next turn. Actually, we can just go ahead and make a summon here, get a little bit of experience. We're gonna end this scenario pretty soon anyway. Summon might buy us some time doing some nonsense or something. So we can actually move something like this and then summon. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's kind of fun. I mean, at this point, it would be very difficult for us to lose the scenario. We've done all the difficult parts. Because we have 2 Inviscloaks still and 2 characters with a lot of movement, we just have to open all the doors. It's quite easy to do that. So I think we can safely summon. All right, Mindthief first. We have move 5 with Cranium Overload. 1, 2, 3. Right here. Right here. Ah, yes, but the chest. Yeah, but exactly as you said. I always forget how valuable this treasure is. I think it is actually quite valuable. All right. Alidu's regular, regular, regular. We don't. I guess the Mindthief has to be the one to go get the treasure then, because she's the one with the jump. It doesn't have boots, which makes it more annoying. All right, hold on. What was it again? So Alidu, 1 elite, 3 regular oozes. Well, hopefully they don't split right away. It's true that the treasure is, I suppose, the real challenge in this scenario. I mean, I guess it depends on your party, but for our party, the treasure is the real challenge in this scenario. Alright, please no split. Alright, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. That's basically do nothing. So then we've got 2 regular drakes. And then we've got 2 regular living spirits. Alright. I mean, I said that the early room was probably the hardest room. This is obviously the hardest room, but it's because you don't actually need to kill everything in the room that it's not really the hardest. Okay. Let's flip for all of them as well. Let's see what they're all up to. So, interestingly enough, immobilizing a Running Drake, which is what we'd originally planned on doing, doesn't do anything. We have 2 movement left. So we do want to immobilize a living spirit, that's for sure. Spirits have 4 range. Ah, but it doesn't actually work that way, because if we immobilize one of the living spirits, it still just goes to hit us. Because wherever we can hit it from, it can hit us. So our attack just does nothing here. I mean, we should still do it because it creates ice. So the question is, which door do we want to open more? I guess it's more difficult probably to open this door. Then we can afterwards push into this trap. Do we still have pushes left? Just got our top push still, right? Yeah. All right. Sure. So we'll move 2 more to there. And with hostile takeover, we will attack. It's technically better to attack a Drake because if we get a +1, it still does damage, whereas we would actually need to get a +2 to deal damage to a living spirit. All right, so we will attack Rending Drake number 3, I suppose. So we gain 1 experience, create an ice, immobilize I'm not going to bother with because he's not moving anyway. Well, I'm just going to put 2 damage on him because he's going to heal for the other 2 immediately after this. All right, so then they go do their self-healing, shielding, and strengthening. No, the reason why I'm subtracting 2 is why I'm saying I would need, yeah, exactly, is counting the healing. Because if I don't damage them, then the healing does nothing. So the healing is effectively like 2 shielding. All right, so then it's the Scoundrel's turn. Annoying the shielding against a bunch of attack 2s we're going to do too. Oh well, so we have a move 5 with open wound. 1, 2, 3. What am I doing here? I am tired. 4, 5, I think. It's fine like this. I would definitely go for some Liquid Rage right now, no doubt about it. Did you end up doing something to incentivize Liquid Rage to be used on allies more? I was just wondering because I was thinking about how that I think that really ends up being such a fun ability if it ends up being used on allies a lot. I mean, I think it makes that class really popular with the people they play with. Yeah, it's Themris's Brewmaster we're talking about, just making allusions towards. All right, we're going to gain 1 experience, and we're going to make a bunch of attack 2s and a bunch of things with at least 2 shield, but so be it. So 3, 5, and 4 in that order, I guess. No. 1 damage. No. All right. Not super exciting. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So this one needs to move up 1. Gonna spread their muddles on both of us. It's a little bit annoying, actually. It's possible we should have tried to let them concentrate the muddles, but at the same time, it's kind of not bad to spread the damage. So these are each attack 2s. What's first? First is on the Scoundrel, then on the Mindthief. All right, 1 damage to the Scoundrel, 2 damage to the Mindthief. Sure. Okay. Then it's the Tinkerer's turn, so we're going to do move 4 with Crankbow. 2, 3, 4. Bringing out the summon. Gain 2 experience. Activate the dangerous contraption. All right, chat. What color is dangerous contraption? I think normally I just default to white for this, but all right, red. I like it. I usually go with red to be some sort of an elemental thing, but I can see it as like, yeah, exactly. Danger equals red. Exactly. It's kind of like, oh, let's ungrid this. Where do we want that? No. Yes. Grid, sticky. There we go. Ah, sorry, you see how they beat you with red. I also see it as like, you know, it's like a robot and its eyes are glowing red as it's staring at all the things it's going to terminate. All right. Oozes do nothing in the back there. That was good for us at least. Multiple short rests. Is black even a color? Black is also not a color. Well, I guess unless... I've always considered this to be white. I guess, do you see this as black? I guess one could argue the top of Brew Rage is what happens when the Brewmaster drinks himself, while Liquid Rage is what happens when allies drink. Hmm. Oh, no! Oh, the targeted short rest loss. Yeah, I mean, we have to lose it. It sucks. Kind of set up specifically to use that trap, right? But we need big movement, and even though that's I mean, like, the trap is just a stun, right? But, well, Frigid Apparition can also be a stun. Hostile Takeover plus Perverse Edge is basically 2 targets of stun, so it's still the correct play. Yeah, I think getting it with the payoff is fine. I just think making the... I mean, that would also make payoffs more motivating, but I just think that having some way that allies get it more often at least makes... Yeah, I mean, creates positive work overflow. What is team building exercise? Something like that? I don't know. Yeah, time for Swiftbow to go. That's fine. I don't know. I would have had to play with it more to know for sure. Adds 2 to a single attack. Oh, level... What was it? Level 7 or level 8? Yeah, I think it can be a move 3 if it's allies only. Makes it easier to use as well. I think it's fine. I mean, like, think about it. So, again, I forget, is it level 7 or level 8 card? I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's level 8, right? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it is level 8. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't load it up on stream right now very easily, but there is a link to his Dropbox on down in chat. But I mean, in the bottom of the stream. I mean, as a move 3 attack 2 without the payoff, for example, because the payoff obviously is you do have to go through more hoops to get it, is basically kind of what it would be if it's a move 3, right? Now it's a little bit different, obviously, because the attack 2 you have like you can stockpile them and you can like preload it, but still the actual numbers wise effect of the ability is not too strong, I think. No way. And then with the payoff, then it's still just a move 3 attack 4. And even though like being able to preload a lot of that like theoretically could have a problem, it doesn't really, because you can never do attack 4 more than once unless, or, well, you can't preload attack 4 more than once for a long period of time because the items are unique. You can only have one of them, so it's not like you can really build up that much. So yes, I would say that it should be move 3, give it to an ally, and stagger 7 or higher, give it to yourself and an ally. All right. So we need to stun this one because the summon's going to go up here. We need to mobilize this one, and I guess the Tinker can go up and stun wound this one. We do have to move to do that, but that's fine. I don't think we have 2 non-move bottoms, do we? No. Ooh, we do have disarm though. Or should we? We can actually disarm this one, but then this is going to go to here. No, but we won't actually ever be able to go there. So better. I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, we could just use this to move now, and then we could potentially use the disarm next turn, which might just be better. The heal now. Can we reach? Well, we can actually heal an ally, so we could use our stun to stun this one. So we just go late and stun it after it goes. This also kind of protects our summon from running in too early. So this way, Mindthief will stun it, it'll go, then we'll stun it, and then our summon will go pound it. Basically, at that point, we don't have to worry about it anymore. And we can use our bottom heal now, and the following turn, well, the move disarm probably doesn't do anything, unless maybe our summon kills this. Well, no, then it still doesn't do anything. I guess that's the downside. God, miss the boots. Need the boots. But maybe we use the top of Disintegration Beam if one of these moves or something like that. We'll see. I think this is still a fine way to go. Here. All right, so anyway, the plan for the Mindthief is still very clear. It's these things. Same thing we do every night. I mean, I guess Flurry is still decent here. Just hitting the 2 Drakes. Then we can move and poison one of them, or even maybe move and poison there. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use Visage anytime soon. But worst case scenario, we can always get it, have the Tinker give it back to us. Or is it better just to play something else? Maybe it's better just to play something else and try to use Visage as a top. Just throw away something. Do we need late initiative sometime soon? We might. Not sure. Well, we also might want at the bottom movement sometime soon. I guess we can just get rid of flanking strike. I think that's fine. You have flexibility either way. All right, let's go. Still no splits, no movement. That's beautiful. Also not moving. So our mobilize isn't really doing anything, nor our stun. Yeah. Nothing we're doing here is actually doing anything against them. But if we were to move up, then it would. Oh well. And this, that's actually annoying. But we can't reach them to... Well, I guess we immobilize this one, but it's still hitting everything. Yeah, exactly, Themris. Alright, well, nothing to it but to do it, right? Oh, we're muddled too. Woof! Game 1 experience, attack 2s with disadvantage, 3, 5, and 4 in that order. Is there a place to make custom classes, or just drop cards into paint? Themris, maybe you can link prototype the resources that Isaac provided? And this coming week, sometime this week, I will make the thing on the subreddit as a place for all the custom class stuff. Also, Themris, this week I have to look at the stuff for doing other flares. What is the bottom range? Oh yeah, there is a bottom of hostile takeover. Range 3. Force one normal or elite enemy within range 3 to performance turn this round as if its allies were enemies and its enemies were allies. So what? To turn one of the Drakes to maul the other? It's not even really worth a loss is the problem. The Drakes are too easy to kill and pretty non-threatening at this point. So even if, I mean, that would, like, as a loss that executes one of the Drakes, it's still not worth it. Is, I think, the biggest issue. And turning one of these, yeah, oh yeah, that's why you're asking the range. No, it's range 3, so we wouldn't be able to reach these. That could theoretically be more interesting, because that would actually save some life on, well, all of us, which would be certainly more valuable. Anywho, well, we're gonna do the Scoundrel stuff first. We already declared the order. All right, so that's a 3. It's a miss. That's no damage. Ugh. So just 3 damage here is all. Stupid muddle. All right. So then the Mindthief goes. We're gonna gain 2 experience, create an ice. So Perverse Edge should stun this one, I guess. Doesn't really matter, but yeah. We want to immobilize this one because at least then it doesn't hit the Tinkerer. Small victory, but ugh, God, so brutal. If only we could just do generic move on top somehow. All right, so first we'll use Perverse Edge hitting here, and then we'll hostile take over here. All disadvantage because that level. All right, well that's actually not bad. So that does actually 3 damage. And a stun here. And then immobilize, yeah, no damage, but that's fine. And immobilize here. All right, and the Living Spirits go. Thank you, Femrus, for linking that. But yes, so you basically just take those resources and then go into Photoshop. And if you are interested in doing some custom class creation, Themris or I can provide you like a Photoshop file of which will have all the layers. Themris's stuff is much better organized than mine at this point. I'm kind of a messy worker with stuff like this, and I don't do a very good job of organizing, so it's probably better for him to share if he doesn't mind. Otherwise, I can certainly share one of mine, even if they're kind of a mess. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So what is the order here? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, so Scoundrel, Summon, Mindthief, Tinkerer. And the attacks are 2. So that was the Scoundrel, so 3 damage. God, this is a scary flip for them to do this turn. 2 to the Summon. Summon has 6 health, right? Poor Summon. You were meant for better things than this. So down to 4. There's no muddle. All right. That's true. The Living Spirits did know I have a summon out. It's hilarious, right? To be fair, my layers are not well organized since I started from yours. Well, I noticed that your stuff was better organized than mine. But yeah. That you'd start. I mean, like, sometimes I think that I'm going to take the time to organize, and then I just think that I don't know. I I really wonder if someone could prove to me that I would be faster for me to organize the layers. I guess it just depends. I didn't do it because I was just going to make the one class. I mean, I did some organization, but kind of like just the bare minimum. And now that I'm working on a second class, it probably would have been better if I just stuck to an organizational system to begin with. But yeah, I was just thinking, I don't know. And I'm probably going to make another class afterwards. I probably should take the time to sit down and like reorganize everything. Anyway, neither here nor there. So far we flipped for the summon. So now we've got, oh yeah, the Mindthief shouldn't be muddled anymore either. Now we've got the Mindthief. Oof. Still lose the scenario after this turn from them. Jeez. All right, and then the other one goes. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. So all equidistant. So it's just initiative. So Scoundrel, Mindthief, Summon. So Scoundrel, 1 damage. Mindthief, 1 damage. No damage to Summon. What is the monthly fee for Photoshop? That's a good question. I think it's like your modifier layers are extremely well organized. Although then you gave me your modifier layers file, and then I made a complete mess of it while I was working on mine. I think it's like $14 or something like that, but I wouldn't recommend paying it. You can simply create a new account every month and use it for 1 month for free. I'm not even advocating pirating because it's not like this is some genius loophole that anyone thought of, but if you don't mind the hassle of creating a new account every month, you can basically just do that. Assuming you have like a VPN or something like that. Which again, who knows? Maybe I'm admitting to something I shouldn't be here, but yeah. Otherwise, there might be some free version of Photoshop. Oozes go, do nothing. 4 range, yeah, it's nothing. I shouldn't admit to to making multiple accounts. Well, in my defense, I make them in the names of real people. Like first I had one, and then my fiance had one. I also don't have to use it every month, so like if it lapses and then I have to make a new account a few months later. But yeah, fair enough. Cameras. Yeah, I see. I mean, I think that the reason why I don't actually pay, like I have no issue with paying for a service if I use it. For example, I pay for Netflix, but or I pay for Prime, which by the way, the price in Europe is so great compared to North America. But my issue is just Adobe just tries. I guess they constantly update and stuff, but the cost is just too high. Is that catfishing? Um, if if Photoshop was offered at a reasonable price, I would pay for it. But as is, it's just not a reasonable price. If I could just pay, 50 or 60 bucks and then have it rather than having to rent a license for a month. I mean, I understand, I guess, why it's done for like more serious creators, but I don't know. I suppose you should be able to have an option. I guess this would be my proposition. There should be an option that says like I'm using this I like a non-commercial license, we'll call it. You could buy a non-commercial license to use the product indefinitely or for like 5 years or something like that. Except you couldn't monetize anything you made with it. Then, it would be reasonable to pay, like 50 or 60 bucks or something like that and just have it and make free stuff. But so, because I understand why, like, people who are actually going to profit off of using Photoshop can afford to, like, why Photoshop wants to charge them regularly in order to counterbalance what people are making off of Photoshop. But if you're not planning on making money off of what you make in Photoshop, I don't think you should have to pay the obscene rates. Is it a 1 week trial now? Last time I messed with it, it was a 1 month trial, but I guess I guess they may have gotten wise. uh, all right, Renting Drakes go. Neither of them do anything because they're not moving, and one of them's done. And then it's the Tinkerer's turn. So first the Summon moves on up here and attacks this Renting Drake for a whopping 2 damage. Honestly, by now, I guess there's probably like I said, I don't know what Illustrator is. I've heard it mentioned before, but I guess just like I mean, I use OpenOffice rather than Microsoft Office now. I assume there's some sort of an open source equivalent of Photoshop by now that I should probably have looked into, but oh, GIMP. Okay, then yeah, I guess Prototype you should look into using that. Um, and then we have Stun Shot, which can only hit number 5, so that's fine. That's the one we'll hit. Stunning and wounding. We've got our bottom heal. Who needs healing the most? Mindthief, I suppose. So we'll heal the Mindthief up to 7. With the bottom of our other summon, which is a heal 2, range 3. Harmless Contraption. Efficient Photoshop is preferred, though. I haven't used it a lot. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have enough familiarity with any of these things to really give my opinion. All right. Play these cards. We'll see what we do with them. So we kind of need adjacency. We can just finish that off. This should die to Tinker plus Summon. But then, yeah, we need some help to finish this off. Hey everyone, I have a question about the ooze summoning process. Do they always suffer 2 damage even if their HP goes to 0? Yeah, yep. People already answered, and that is correct. All right, so we have ice. We don't have frigid apparition anymore anyway. So I guess our ice is not super relevant. Ooh, we can do this and just kill the other one then. And then what is the Scoundrel even doing? It's a good question, but this just seems obvious, right? What if instead we do something like, but just getting that heal is significant as well. Make sure we kill. The problem is that Scoundrel doesn't have anything really to do then. If we go up here and kill this, and the Tinker is killing this, then the Scoundrel won't have adjacency, and doing an attack 4 into something with 4 shield doesn't really get us anywhere. So the best would be to have the Mindthief go down here and hit one of these, but then the Mindthief's going to get attacked for a lot, not have healed herself, and not have strengthen for a lot of attacks. If you're invisible next to an enemy and they have an attack that targets all adjacent enemies, no, because you can't be targeted when you're invisible. As Isio pointed out, it's the distinction is things that affect, but I don't think enemies typically affect you. Although Savas Lava Flow would beg to differ. All right. God, this just sucks. Scoundrel is just a real liability here. If we jump over instead and attack this, then what do we do? Unfortunately, then our attacks just don't really do anything to that thing is the problem. Without strength, then we're making an attack 3 and attack 4 into something with 4 shields. Better just to kill this, I guess, and Scoundrel will do what the Scoundrel will do. Man, if only we hadn't had to use the compass before, but so be it. I guess this can kill this, so the Tinker can run up here and poison this, so we can at least deal 1 damage to it maybe by running forward and making an attack. Actually, we can even poison it ourselves if we want as well by doing this. And we want to go late, but we want to use the bigger attacks. Let's do this. All right. All right, let's go. Wow, still no summon. That's amazing. Pretty fortunate here. Well, a scary running Drake turn. This doesn't matter so much though. Okay. So first up is the Mindthief. We're going to do a move 2, heal 2 self. So heal for 2. Strengthen for 2 rounds. Gonna move to here, I think. And then we're gonna start corrupting and bracing. I guess maybe we just kill both these. We do have to make sure that we actually kill this though. But I guess if we kill this, then this will move here and finish this, so that's also fine. Alright, sure. You notice I brought a summon out, and the living spirits have done target all enemies, target all enemies. Oh man. Poor Tinker summon. But then if we get a, I mean, I guess no, it's really a 3 over here, so we'd have to get a +2 to actually kill. And I guess either is the same because we'll never poison it. All right, well, let's just do the first attack here then. That makes sense. So we'll make the poison attack. So we make an attack 3, poison, targeting number 3 with strengthen. So flipping 2, we just need to get a +2 or crit. Oh, well, we got the +2. So we got new ice, and that actually kills this one. And then we'll use the second attack of Corrupting Embrace, hitting this Drake here. All right. Beautiful. All right. Next up, we have the Tinker's turn, which means the summon goes here, prepares to pound. Let's see that +0 add target here, right? Which would do nothing and make me feel silly. All right, and so then it's the actual Tinker's turn. So we got to move 2. Do we have? No, there's no reason to use Ham here. So we move 2 with the bottom of Disintegration Beam. So now the Scoundrel would have to use Boot. This attack should be able to hit. Ugh, Man. It's just annoying. Otherwise we can just disintegrate one of these. Nice if I could disintegrate both of them, but that I cannot do. It's probably worth it. Yeah, let's just vaporize this clown. Alright, so let's actually move with Toxic Bolt. We'll gain 1 experience, and we'll play Disintegration Beam just to get rid of this completely. Okay, Running Drakes have been eliminated. Living Spirit creates ice. Oh no, we won't have to move so much because it's actually gonna, oh no, I guess it moves to here, but still. It's gonna move to there and then curse all of us. So it's 2 curses to the Tinker. One curse to the Mindthief. 1 curse to the Scoundrel. Okay, then the oozes go. So the elite has 2 movement and jump. 1, 2. And then 1, 1, 1. Okay, and then it's the Scoundrel's turn. Huh! We actually can execute. Beautiful. Well, this was actually good in the end, I suppose. Alright, so we're going to use Open Wound as a move 5. We can't actually make it past them. It's the Mindthief who can, so we're the one who's going to go for the other doors. So we'll just move to here, to this coin. Using the bottom Open Wound, and then we'll use the top of Visage, gaining 1 experience, and eliminating this enemy. Boom. Beautiful. Alright, well, the Tinker can just go ahead and take a long rest. Not in a hurry to do anything back there. Just derp around while the summon does all the work. Mindthief needs to start running down to go get the chest. I want to go late so we don't get destroyed. The Scoundrel, I guess, wants to run and start opening doors. Can the Mindthief make it in 2 turns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go here. Yes, we can. There's a lot of coins in the ground, though. I guess it's better not to long rest on the Tinker. We can be picking up coins. Ooh. I guess we just don't really care about that at this point. So we do have a loot on the bottom of Hook Gun. Alright, that's good. So the goal is going to be to end the scenario in 2 turns, right? So in that case, we actually want to go early on the Mindthief so that we can make sure that we get into the spot we want to get into. Because by running to here, yeah, that works. We go here and we go invisible, and then the following turn we just go jump here. The Tinker already is in position to do the big loot. And then the Scoundrel has 6 movement, plus Boots is 9 movement, and Viscloak. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can actually open all of them in 1 turn, but we don't want to do that. So yeah, we've easily got it here. All right, so the Tinker is definitely playing Hook Gun this turn, I suppose. And I guess just summoning something else to gain some experience. All the summons. All right, go forth. My monsters. All right, they're splitting. Not a big deal. And there are no living spirits, although there will be soon enough, so it doesn't really matter. All right, Mindthief first. We're going to use Cranium Overload to perform move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. So we do need jump, but we have jump on something else. We can always reroll no matter what. So we can actually just go ahead and play this feedback loop. I'll just choose not to make the attack, but I will gain the 1 experience, activating that and deactivating Mind's Weakness. I actually don't need to go invis yet, but there's just... No, I guess there's really no reason that I actually have to. I can use Cranium Overload next turn to go early. I guess it's difficult to keep Cranium Overload and the jump. Oh no, I can just put this in my discard. Yeah, then no matter what, I'm fine. Yep, and then I'll immediately just deactivate this just so I don't forget. Alright, then it's the Scoundrel's turn. Oh, because there'll be things coming from these other rooms that can kill us. I guess not from here, so the Mindthief's fine. Yep. So Scoundrel performs a move 6 with Backstab. 1, 2 to this door. Let's set up this room. Oh god. An army more oozes. I have 4 movement left. So we've got 3 elite oozes. I'm not going to bother with their health. I'm never planning on killing any of these. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 more movement. All the way to this door. Yeah, there were no coins in this room. All right. In this room, we've got a nest, spikes. Yeah, we had 1, 2. Yep, yeah, we're good. All right, and then we've got an elite and a regular Drake. Sure. Again, not setting healths. And some coins. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting. All right, and then we're going to pop our Invis Cloak, and I guess we'll use our healing potion while we're at it. And we are now invisible. We weren't doing anything anyway. Ah, we didn't need to go invisible. Oh well. Oh well. So yeah, we're done there. So then the Rending Drakes go and do absolutely nothing. And then the Tinkerer goes. So the summon 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, yep, goes to here. And the Tinkerer himself goes. We're going to gain 3 experience total. Man, only 1 experience for this? You kidding me? We're going to create another summon. All right, so if the exterminator of enemies is red, the battle bot, the dangerous contraption, what color is the harmless decoy? Or harmless contraption, the decoy? Like pink? Purple? Green? Orangish? White? It's up to any of you. Otherwise, I'll just do myself in a second. All right, so this is active. This is lost. And we perform a loot 2, which gives us all of these coins. Pink. All right, I'm down for that. That does seem pretty harmless. All right. All right, so now we've just got to place some oozes. There are only 3 oozes left to place. I'm not going to bother with hells, like I said. So 1 goes here. 1 goes here. 3, 4, and then 5 is here. This is an interesting question. Well, this was pink, not purple. Purple can be majestic. All right. Oh yeah, there are elites first. You're right. Good catch. So oops. So yeah. Well. So 1 would have been, well. All right. So this is the question I have. Not that it matters in any way whatsoever here, but I am kind of curious. When this ooze summons, so the rule for summoning is you summon as close to enemies as possible. Do they consider an invisible enemy or not for this? I'm sure this isn't explicitly included in the rules. My inclination would be no, because they try to summon close to things they see, right? And they can't see the invisible. So in that case, this would summon here. But if they do, I mean, like, it just depends whether this is like a monster decision or a game AI system. So, which, like, the game knows that there's an invisible person here. So I'm going to put this here. But again, I could be persuaded otherwise. I think it's an interesting question at the very least. Again, it has no impact whatsoever in the end, but okay. So that's the round. So we can do a short rest here. does not matter. It's true that it's not targeted. All right, so Cranium Overload to go early and just gain a little of experience. And then our move jump. Whichever one doesn't matter, we still have our invis this round. Short rest here, just have to keep our late initiative. That's not a late initiative, so that's fine. Alright, so rules as written, we do put it next to it. Oh, that's an interesting point. Actually, the Scoundrel has to go early, because we have to open this. Oh no, these won't move up because we're invisible. Never mind. Why'd you go with flavor? Well, I generally, obviously, me try to follow rules as written when possible. I don't know. I mean, again, it doesn't actually matter here, but I guess it could theoretically come up in the future. I guess we can add this to our list of interesting questions to ask Isaac. Hold on, let me actually write this down. God, I shouldn't do this on Notepad. I need to get a physical thing to write with again. I just had to clear out my office for people staying here. Unfortunately, all the things I wrote down the Notepad. Stupid Windows update got rid of all of them. All right, questions for Isaac. Do summoning monsters consider invisible characters for summon proximity placement? And then we have, what was the other question we were talking about earlier? Oh god, this is why I have to write things down. I guess I can just scroll up in chat. Oh yeah, loot and stun. Yep, that was it. Perform end of. All right, perfect. Thank you. I got both those written down. I have to actually save the file this time before I get windowsed. All right, so yeah, going late is fine here. Because like I said, they will never move because they cannot find focus. So we have to go as late as possible. We have to move onto there, and I guess we can gain 1 experience while we're at it, which the only way we can get that guaranteed is with, I guess, like flurry, and any move gets us there. The later the better, I suppose. Okay. Easy. I mean, because move 2 plus our boots, it's fine. Mindthief is set, so just the Tinkerer to gain experience. Have experience from this. Unfortunately, we have. Huh. That's interesting. I'm gonna see if this is in the FAQ. What happens if you target a summoned ally with stamina booster? I'm assuming you can't. Maybe, I mean, so there are some things in the game which refer to summoned allies, but not everything that affects summoned allies only refers to them as summoned allies. For example, there could be a card that says, strengthen all allies within range 2 or something like that, or all adjacent allies. And then this would still affect summoned allies, even though it doesn't refer to them as summoned allies. So the question, I mean, I guess the ruling should just be that this can't target. But so, I mean, or just nothing happen. This is, I mean, only relevant here. I don't care about getting cards back, but because whether I can actually just target it and do nothing in order to gain 2 experience, or whether I just can't target it, period. Another rules question. Let's check the FAQ on this one. I mean, if I can play it, obviously, yeah, I would be able to get the experience. The question is just whether, am I actually allowed to play it? I don't see why I shouldn't be able to. So, let's see. Hmm. Well, there's nothing under the Tinkerer section. Why is my Control F not working? That's really annoying. What is going on here? No, I think it's an interesting question. Like ECI, I would understand why you couldn't target, because it just, I mean, it creates so many problems if you can. But I don't understand at the same time what, I mean, there doesn't appear to be, at least to my understanding, anything intrinsic that would mean that you couldn't target. Like, I understand you're targeting something which is, I mean, so, all right, well, let me break it down. Summoned allies are allies. They do count as allies for other cards in the game. We know this is a fact. So therefore, a summoned ally is an ally. So it does fulfill the condition of one ally of being an ally within range 3. This we know. So then the only question is, if for some reason, because this interacts with cards of an ally rather than doing other facts to an ally, it can only target allies that actually have cards. But this doesn't appear to be in the FAQ, although I guess I could understand this ruling. But I mean, at the same time, theoretically, could you consider then that the summon? I mean, I don't believe this to be the case. Yeah, I suppose you could. I mean, and there's easily enough space, so this definitely could have been non-summon ally. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Themris's interpretation here. I mean, whatever. I'm giving the Tinker to experience here by doing this. I think that's fair. But I would certainly, well, let's just add this to the list. You target a summoned ally with something like the bottom action of Stamina Booster. If so, what happens? If it's your... Yeah, alright, Themris. I'm gonna go with that for now. Add, can I target an ally with no lost cards to that question? Alright. But so then the question becomes, because even, so well, I think both questions still have to be asked. Because even if it were to be with no lost cards, the answer to the summons isn't necessarily no, because then you still have the question of whether the summons lost cards would be yours, would belong to the player who has them. Just like, for example, when you bless a summon, it goes into the player's deck. Now, obviously, that's, I guess, because the summons modifier deck is the player's modifier deck. Is that clear? In the stuff for summoned allies, I'm guessing, then? Ah, yes. That's a good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, I understand. No, it's not necessary. Yeah, so that's a good point. So then the question is whether you can target someone with no lost cards. And then this No, this is still murky because it does. It's tough to say. Yeah, I think that's a fair question. You just have to ask whether you can target someone with no lost cards or not. Because you can heal someone who's at full health, but this is a bit different, obviously. Yeah, I think it's really tough. Well, for now, we're going to do it. Like I said, I'm giving the Tinker 2 experience by doing this in an ambiguous situation. I think Isaac would be fine with me doing this. Poor Tinker and Tinker's experience gain, so I think that's perfectly reasonable. I mean, 6 versus 16 and 14. So, all right. Well, anyway, enough of that digression. Let's go. Really? They're just doing dirtily stuff again? All this invisibility for nothing. So we're going to use Cranium Overload. We can target this thing, which we kill it, so we just gain 3 experience. I'm not going to bother making all the attacks. This is irrelevant. So we just gain 3 experience. This is lost. And then we perform a move 4 jump. 2, 3, 4. And going invisible does nothing because none of the stuff is doing anything. Alright, we get to see the chest. I'll just deal with that in a second. Alright, the Tinker summons go. Like I said, I'm not messing with them. I'm just going to gain 4 experience. I'm not going to flip for the attack because we just win this round no matter what, and none of the enemies are doing something which impact anything. We've already fulfilled our... with this we did a while ago. We've already fulfilled our battle goals. All right, and so then here we target a bunch of things, which gives us 1 experience before we move 2, plus use our boots, so get to move 4, and we go on to the last door. And these didn't do anything, even if we hadn't been invisible, because they weren't attacking. All that invisibility for nothing. All right, and that's the end of the scenario. So let's see what was in that chest. So it was the Mindthief who picked it up, and the chest is number 70. Random side scenario. Well, this is disappointing. I mean, other than negative things or something like 10 gold, random side scenario is probably the worst, least exciting. Most of the random side scenarios aren't even as fun. I don't know, so unlocking them just doesn't feel great. All right. Scenario 69, which is F8. Well, the unfortunate. There we go. There we go. All right, so we successfully completed Echo Chamber. All right. Which gave us party achievement, the Voices Command. Getting his command after his treasure. And then we gained our unlocked scenarios 30 and 32. Ooh, scenario 32. That is one of the most difficult scenarios in the game, I think. But that's not. No. Where'd it go? Hopefully it didn't disappear. Just have to. Alright. What was the name of 30? Since I guess maybe we already have it or something? I don't think we do. Oh no, we do. Shrine of the Depths. No, actually, I'm not sure we do. Let's put 32 down before we forget about it. There we go. Shrine of the Depths, which is for some reason not appropriately numbered. Boom. Alright. And no reward. Although this scenario wasn't that difficult, so. Okay. So that's that. This stuff can all be deleted. Let's move ourselves out. Like I said, we took a long time to do this one, obviously because of a lot of discussion, but I didn't have a very realistic expectation of being able to complete 2 scenarios tonight anyway. I am sorry that it's going to be a shorter night after being gone for a week, but unfortunately, catching up on work-related stuff is tough. Alright. Regarding monster summon and trap placement, seeing the general consensus is that invisibility does not matter, and neither does focus. Okay. By invisibility does not matter, you mean they don't consider whether something's invisible or not, and they would place it towards the invisible thing. Okay. Cool, cool. Thank you. Let's move this here. So, everyone got their check marks, because No one was exhausted, so that's beautiful. So 28 gold for the Tinkerer. Oops. It does make no sense flavor-wise, but I understand it in order to be, I guess, mechanically consistent. So we have a -3 discount, right? And we're not about to get more than that. At 12, no. So we gained 28 gold, so we'll gain 1 gold. And finally, the boots. The boots. Oh no! It was 17, not 27. So we'll gain 10 more gold. Just gonna place this trap behind myself for no discernible reason. That's true. I guess you could argue that it's like StarCraft, right? Where you can't, unless you have detection, you can't interact with the invisible thing, but you can still kind of see the blur or notice the motion a little bit that the cloaking field creates. I mean, or in Star Trek as well. A lot of things, the cloaking. So you're like, I see what's gonna happen here, you know, and just prepare for it. All right, so the check mark. I want to buy anything else with 17 gold. You can buy a lot of things. Mana potions is definitely a reasonable investment, I think. So we could buy still something else. We didn't even use both slices of our mana potion, so I don't think we want a major. Wait, boots in the top left. Is that the logical way? Wouldn't the logical way be something like this? Or, oh. So this is the logical way. Well, because then they're too spread out. Gotcha. Or like this. All right. Fair enough. That was for you. For you. Another small item. A healing potion doesn't seem really worthwhile. Power potion, it's pretty so-so. I guess you put the weapons you'd probably put up here and here, right? Or up here if you only have one. I guess I'd rather just save to get a volatile bomb next, rather than buy anything else. Hammer can't go straight in my stomach because that's where armor goes. Yeah, I think we'll stay with that. All right. So then we gained 10 experience plus 12, so 22 experience. If you have no armor, gotcha. 22, I said? Yes. All right. Done there. So here we gained 12 gold. So we can easily get 2 small items. I think we should. Which is 7, so going down to 1 gold. And we'll take a mana potion and a healing potion. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. So now I've got to do it right for everyone. Oof. Well, can I just do it like this? I'm kind of lifting the potions above my head, showing that they're all I have. What I don't like about this, yeah, see, I prefer to put everything in the same spot across all the characters, so it's easier for me to see at a glance. Yeah, I'm drinking the healing potion right now. Me to see at a glance what I have, so that's why I don't necessarily like the system of putting everything like that, because for example, here with someone who has 3 items, well, I guess, well, now the armor doesn't go in the center. That, or I guess I can still do this then. like that, like that, like that, and yeah, drinking the healing potion. Or just put it down here for future preparation. All right, that works, I guess. All right, we gained a check mark. The Scoundrel's check mark as well. Ooh, Scoundrel gets a perk. Beautiful. Scoundrel perks are exciting. So 19, so 31 gold or experience here. Yeah, I mean, as soon as one person starts wearing Cloak of Pockets, you run into some issues, I think. All right. So let's see. Where's the ham? Ham is in the right hand. It's down here. This is here. That's there. I guess we're never going to have a mana potion, but sure, we'll put the compass down here. All right, 28 gold. Beautiful. That's true, you could actually. That's a good point. I've never done that before, but I probably should have. Up to 35. So now we have enough. No, but we're just gonna save. We're a long ways from being able to carry another small item, huh? I mean, I guess we can just sell our healing potion at some point here. All right, 15, so we gain 27 experience. Yeah, it's a reasonable way of doing it for sure. All right. So this seems fine. So, yeah, I guess I just want to save for a summon on the Scoundrel rather than trying to buy something else. Mindthief, I already bought, and Tinker, yeah, I'm saving for a small item, or Volatile Bomb, yeah. All right. Well, that does it. That was our scenario for the day. Unfortunately, only one, like I said, but my throat a bit sore after yesterday, being tired, etc., etc. All the excuses. Trying to think if there's anything else to do before I'm done. No, I don't think so. So let's see. What do we have now? We've got 30. Yeah. Can we do 30? Do we need water breathing? Because we don't have water breathing yet. Otherwise, we'll probably do 30 on Thursday. Just to give people a little glance ahead. Nope, does not require water breathing. Yeah, so we'll probably do that on Thursday. All right. Anywho, yeah, so we'll probably do. We'll almost certainly. No. Like I said, I've got so many. I haven't even had the time just to update the Aeromancer things with those last few changes after I sent it out to everyone, and I need to, in the mod, change the cards so that they have the initiative numbers for people who use it, etc. So yeah, no, I've had a bunch of things I need to do, and I haven't had the time to do any of them yet, unfortunately. I haven't even looked at the Chronomancer. In fact, like I said, unfortunately, I lost the notepad thing with a Windows update of all the things we've written down to change, so I haven't applied those changes yet either. No, but this week I will start working on all those things. Tomorrow, actually, I have some more free time, so tomorrow I'll start catching up, but probably not Chronomancer stuff until this weekend. Unfortunately, nothing exciting or new. Oh, well, I guess, I'm not sure if you saw, but we did actually manage to find, oh yeah, 1 second. I'm not sure if you were here when we did this. Let's start up. Oh no, yeah, I think you were. For the way we managed to get the wording working for the bottom effects that tick up. Did you see that, Themris, or no? Well, hold on. I'm going to cut recording because there's no reason to go on in this. But anyway, thanks to everyone who's watching the recording. We'll be back again soon, and I'll cut the stream in a minute after that.